But I went to, so my favorite band of all time is Blink-182. They're
I just saw them.
Did you really?
They ruled.
Dude, they're
Oh my
unbelievable.
God. They're so fucking good.
Unbelievable, yes.
And they're so positive and dumb.
Yes, and so when they went on tour last year, you would see the clips from like at Coachella and stuff. They'd say they're like really bad jokes.
Yeah.
But like it was like charming, like like that pop punk genre.
Yeah.
And so we went to their concert, me and the boys, like at the Bridgestone, and they came out. Take off your pants and jacket. First song was Anthem Part 2. And I sat there and I literally tears welted in my eyes.
It takes you back for sure.
Because I was just like, it was like such a core part of my life that I just loved their music so much. So like, that was when I was like, maybe I should start going to some more concerts and living in Nashville. It's like,
so
there's
fun.
such a
everybody comes through here. Yeah, they were like, they played it at Citi Field and they were like, hey, this is where the Mets lose. Everyone's like, we don't really care.
Yo, what the fuck?
We really don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun.
But dude, that genre of music is...
HF Festival.
What was that?
This used to be the best alt radio station in the country in DC. They went out of business. They went Latino.
For real?
That was my place. Yeah,
Latino.
HFS 991.
So were you into that genre of music? Is that your genre?
Yeah, like early Smashing Pumpkins and
Smashing Pumpkins, Counting Crows, Sum 41,
Yeah.
Good Charlotte,
that
Simple
already
Plan.
got away from me. That's later.
Yeah,
Are you a big concert guy?
I love it, dude. But you gotta do drugs.
Yeah,
You gotta. We were in Delaware and I was just like gacked. My friends went to go do whatever, and I was like, I'm fine here. And then I just remember hearing some mom go like, I would never want to be that fucked up. And I'm like, I know she's talking about me, but it's fine. It was a warm night. Yeah.
So you're a dude
It's
that
so much better, bro.
You'll go to a concert, take some mushrooms, and chill by yourself.
Yeah, sometimes. Or we went to Billy Strings. We took some mushrooms. Like, let's not get too fucked up, because there was like outside chance we could have met him afterwards. And then like halfway through, we're like, oh, he would be proud of us if we were fucked up.
So you took a whole
He'd be
bunch?
disappointed if we weren't like
So
gone.
let's just get more fucked up.
Yeah, and then wandered into Fort Worth.
Dude,
Big festival guy?
Yeah, I love it.
You've been out to Bonnaroo out here?
Bonnaroo a couple times. Yeah, that was fun as shit. And then I got a fucking pound of mushrooms for the whole comedy festival, part of Bonnaroo one year.
Yeah.
That is
I was just hooking
nuts.
up everybody. It was
Really?
so fun.
You were the guy. You probably felt like the man.
Yeah, there was
too.
like 30 of us too, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna get enough for everybody.
There's something.
It was so fun. Everybody's like, people come up to me like, Ari, I heard. And I was
Hey,
like,
I heard you're the guy.
actually,
Yeah, the guy.
yeah.
There's something about being the drug guy. It doesn't matter what drug it is, but you're at a party and you got like an 8-ball on you or something like that. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, hey, I heard you got a...
I heard you're
mind
cool.
if I get it?
I heard
Hey,
you're cool. Let's hang
mind
out.
if I
Let's
get a
talk.
bump real quick? You're like,
Yeah.
come with me, man. Come on.
We got plenty.
Yeah. And you're like, some sort of foundation between the two of you because you decided to do a bump of
Yeah,
coke
like
in the
we-
bathroom at some
yeah.
random house party.
You have to pretend to be good friends with the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's, my boy right here. And then he comes back for the 5th day. I'm like, yo, look, throw me a 20, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man? This is getting out of hand. Dude, mushrooms are like a scary drug to me. I've only done them like a handful of times.
Yeah.
And it's really 50-50. I've had really great experiences and I've had some experiences that I'm like, get me the fuck out of my own
And
skin.
you've done the trips, right?
Yeah,
I
I've done
haven't taken enough to
like a
trip,
full
yeah.
3.5 the grams
Oh,
or whatever
damn.
it is. Yeah.
You're
That's
big.
like the boom, right?
Yeah, you're pretty big. If you go empty stomach, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
You've never taken them?
Not like to that level, more so like microdosing. Or
Do
like
they test
1
for mushrooms in
gram
the
at
NFL?
most.
No.
They don't, right?
I think
No.
the rumor was it showed up as food poisoning. If you can even test for that. So that was always the
is.
thing that was like people can do whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, coke could show up. I can promise you that.
That's the obvious
yeah,
one.
marijuana,
You
meth,
know that
all
one.
those things.
I would meet teammates. This is Taylor's past life. This is like back in college, but I remember going out to Oakland, and I'm drawing a blank on who the
Magnuson.
lineman was. Magnuson. There was another one,
Kyle
Kalis.
Kalis.
And they're like, we were like smoking out in the truck. We called it the Black Dragon. They're like, hey, we were all staying in the hotel. They're like, hey, you trying to hit the Black Dragon? I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. And we're sitting out there. They're like, so is Taylor still pretty heavy in cocaine? And I was like, what?
You didn't know?
I was like, no. They're like,
I thought he had a
doesn't
small
do-
bladder.
They're like, he doesn't.
Yeah.
They're like, he doesn't do coke anymore. And they thought I was just like, they thought
Cool.
I had another mouth growing on my head. I'm like, no, man, he's family guy. He's pretty buttoned up. I've never seen him do drugs. Like, bro, he'd come out at parties with like the fucking Michael Myers butcher knife with just a mountain on it. Be like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Once they hit the slopes.
Yeah, it snowed in July in Ann Arbor all the time. Dude. It was always snowing. That was
Your nose is
probably,
unthawing too all through the winter when you get
yeah,
inside. So it's already opened up.
Got to keep
Yeah.
got to keep it going. Got this deviated septum as a nice little parting gift from cocaine as well. Fun times, man. That's me in college.
You played in
I'm-
Michigan? Damn,
yeah, I played in
nice.
Michigan. I'm not on cocaine right there.
That's
but
one
I
of the
was
coolest
playing later that
stadiums in the
night.
world.
Yeah, Michigan
Oh,
Stadium
dude,
is
I
dope.
don't
was
know
so
if I've
fun.
ever asked this. Because in Nebraska, like back in the 90s, they're known for just the drugs, like before games, all that kind of
Steroids,
stuff.
for sure.
Yeah, steroids, all that stuff. Did you ever do it before a game?
Did you ever do it before a game? That's
No,
a great
I did.
question.
I did coke like on a
And just go
Wednesday.
psycho mode?
No. I did like on a Wednesday before, like I think one big game. I can't remember what game it was, but it was like a Wednesday. And like my boys just got into town. They came to visit me, and like I had some waiting for them, and so I did a little bit on like a Wednesday.
It's like
And
Abraham.
we played on Saturday.
Okay, so then it's like you're not.
That's
like,
not- you're not on
feeling
it.
Yeah, you're not.
No.
feeling it, right?
There was always like the talk of like doing the water bottle thing where you put it in you put coke like Lawrence Taylor did, or he allegedly did. He would take cocaine, he put it in water, and it would dissolve in there, and he'd like drink it.
You can drink it.
I guess you can. I think with coke you can kind of do whatever you want.
I mean, you're a free American.
As long as it gets
Yeah.
inside you, like whatever it is.
It took Viagra. What?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Ocho
Yeah.
Cinco is hilarious,
Crazy time,
bro.
man. Crazy. I
Wait,
love
do
that.
they? So how often do they test? Randomly, or do they?
It
Do you
really-
know?
It depends if you get in the program. Like ultimately, like for weed, there's like a line. Now the threshold's much higher, but every year you ultimately test during like OTA. So like April, May, June.
So are you familiar with NFL and like how the structure of everything is? Do you know what OTAs is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's a ball guy. He's actually a sports guy.
My fault. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so like
I
in
do
the
like sports.
springtime,
My team is
in the
disbanded
springtime,
recently.
but the union will send out an email like, hey, you're going to get tested here in probably a couple months. They ultimately let you know it's time to start weaning off if you're smoking a lot of weed.
Right.
And then when you get to OTAs, you know, if I'm in the linebacker group, you're going to know if you're going to get tested in OTAs or you're going to get tested the first week of training camp, which is in August. So if you're part of the crew who gets tested in OTAs, everybody's fired up because it's like, oh, we're about to test, and you only test
Out of
once
the
a
way.
year, and then
Oh,
it's out of the way.
sick.
Yeah.
But if
Hard.
it's training camp, you're bummed because you're like, all right, gotta stay sharp
Right.
until August.
Right. Well, you can. Yeah. I guess like right after OTAs, like that middle of June, maybe that weekend, you can take and kind of smoke a little bit.
Remember during COVID when I started to just try to test. Like
Yeah.
I started to test like when I would get over the threshold. I got all these piss cups.
Will went to CVS and like bought like a kit basically that would tell him like where his levels were at and how
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah.
And he started to like kind of scientifically figure out, okay, if I sign with
How
the team,
long do you have to wean
Yeah,
off?
this is how long I need.
Yeah, because we'd stay up and play Risk like every night, and we'd get banged
Yeah.
up. And I'm like, I kind of want to figure out, because I was just a free agent at the time. I was like, I kind of want to figure out like once I start to piss positive, and then if I just stop taking edibles, whatever it is, how long it'll take for it to get out of my system. It would take probably 48 hours.
Which
48
is
hours.
which is
And drinking a
wild.
lot?
And then I would piss clean. Yeah, just drinking a lot.
Yeah,
Drinking a lot
that's
of
crazy
water.
because it was always like a body. I heard it was like a body fat thing. Like the
Yeah,
lower
right,
your body
right.
fat is, the faster marijuana gets out of your system.
Yeah, but it'd take 48 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'd try to go, more days in a row and see how long it'd take. Obviously, it'd take longer. But
Would
yeah,
it matter if you smoked like 17 days in a row and then quit for 2 days, or like just one day?
I'm sure it would.
I think
I'm
so.
sure.
I think so. Because
Yeah.
again, after I would get the 48 hours, then I would do it for like a week straight and then see how long.
Was this more science than you did in college?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, and when it was COVID and you're quarantined, you're just trapped in thinking of what all the different things. You're like moving picture frames. Hey, sweetheart, do you think this should go here now? And then you get in a weird argument over like, hey, I want this down here now versus upstairs. But yeah, I got like 100 piss cups and just, put my head down and tried to figure it out.
Put my head down and got to work is what I did.
That's a science fair
Dude,
experiment.
yeah.
That's not
People
bad.
love to hate on COVID, man, but like that time of our lives was actually so much fun. Like this show is very new.
Yeah.
I was out in California training.
People like to hate on COVID, but we had some great.
Dude, I mean,
really
there was
was
a
fun.
lot
Yeah,
of shit.
it really
a lot of
was
shit
fun.
went down. Like, I know people like lost lives. Like, let's move that out of the way. Like, let's just talk about like the good times.
Pussies.
But dude, we would get high every night, like you said, and like play Risk, the board game Risk, but just on our Xbox Live, and it'd be us and 3 of our boys, and it would be the most fun, dude.
Talking shit, drinking.
Just
Nobody
laughing.
drank that
We
much.
would be politicking back and forth. I'm trying to take Australia. Inevitably, Will and I would always end up crossing
Hating each other.
hating each other at the end. You reboot around 2 p.m. the next day and get after it again, man. It was
drop
so
some
much
Bible
fun.
verse meme the next day on how you might get back to win the next night.
Yeah.
Group chats were alive.
Dude, it really was. That was the best way to communicate then. That was
It
the
was
only
so
time.
fun. Nobody's falling behind.
No
Yeah.
one's
So
falling
it's just
behind.
like, what are
Nobody's
you
getting
doing? I don't
ahead.
know.
You're right.
Like, all right, the company, like your team, you're trying to do Zoom meetings. Like you're trying to do it on Zoom. Everybody's trying to figure it out. It's new. Everything's nobody's falling behind. Nobody's getting ahead.
They should really do something like the Purge, but like a COVID, like every decade, like take the virus out of it, but just have like 2 months where everything's
Yeah,
at a
where
standstill.
nothing happens.
Yeah.
No one's allowed to leave their house. You kind of
Yeah.
just no fucking around.
Yeah.
No
So
one's allowed to
great.
get better for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
And you just hang
The
out.
entire country
Chill
went
with
on
your
like
boys.
Yeah, I can't do anything to
get
get
back
ahead.
to neutral, rejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two
No one's
months
allowed
of
to work
snow
on
days.
anything.
There were so many days where it was like noon and your buddy was like, drinking? I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll meet
Might
you.
as
What are we
well.
gonna
Yeah,
do?
all right.
What are we gonna do? I mean, we might as well get it done. Yeah, this is it, dude.
What
It's
is that?
so-
That's online risk?
That's us playing Risk. So we did a stream last week with our boys. They came back in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
But it's
same
us.
crew.
That's us in our outfits. Yeah. Will's wearing a communist China hat.
Damn,
dog,
you guys
yeah.
got into it.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah,
just like
bro.
some people like shouldn't have money and some people should.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
the
it's
right way
crazy
to
that
handle
people
it.
let us. We had in the bottom left corner, we had a beer counter here. So the guy in the back, the guy who looks like a white Shrek, that's Dennis Kelly. He drank 22 beers
What?
in that 3-hour setting. Yeah. Yes, 22 beers.
For a game or just cuz?
Just cause
There was no like.
We kind of like made
punishments?
him. We're like, hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna put you on a beer counter because he's kind of like your old man who just sits in the corner and just houses like 30 beers and
Right.
eventually falls asleep, but you never know if he's drunk.
You always end up some sort of like political conversation with him, and even if he agrees with you, there's a devil's advocate route he
decide on
goes with
purpose
you.
just to get it
Yeah,
going?
yeah.
Oh,
He's a great dude, man. Great dude, but at the end of those 22 beers, it was like
22
Dennis,
beers
go
in
to
3
bed.
hours.
Yeah, man. Good dude.
Fuck.
Good guy.
I love how we've just been telling Ari about all of our
Yeah,
shenanigans.
yeah. But we were
You're like athletes are the cleanest humans in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Their bodies are
a lot of
temples.
them are. A lot of them are. We were some bad eggs. Not so much Will. We were, though. And we also love our good friends who present us. We are presented by Chevy. Playoff season reminds us that every weekend counts. To help you pack more into your weekend, Chevy has packed more into the Silverado Trail Boss. More capability, more muscle, more smarts. To be honest, I thought they were talking about me for a second. But we're talking about the Silverado Trail Boss. It's a truck that says no to nothing. Tailgates, road trips, DIY projects, like transforming an old bus into a record studio? Maybe. Bring it on.
Dude, as a Silverado driver myself, I say it all the time, Taylor.
What do you say?
Bring it on.
No doubt, dude. He says that. Sometimes I'll get a text in the morning, 5 a.m. Just says, bring it on. I'm like, what's this guy talking about? This is a bow tie right after that. That's because the Silverado Trail Boss has everything you need for anything the weekend calls for, with 495 pounds per feet of torque, the Z71 suspension, and 2-inch factory lift. The Trail Boss is top-tier strength and agility paired with the latest truck tech inside and out. The result is a truck that can do it all. Then show up on Monday with stories for ages. So learn more about Silverado Trail Boss at Chevy.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. We were talking about drugs a little bit. What a fun way to start a podcast. What's your like number one? If you could only do one the rest of your life.
Probably weed.
Yeah,
It's the
okay.
easiest.
But is that considered a drug anymore?
Is it even considered a drug? Now
Yeah.
that black people could do it and not get arrested.
Right.
It's a different game.
Well, it still hasn't been rescheduled yet. It's still a Schedule 1.
They're legalizing it pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, 24
Yeah.
states
Not
it's
here.
legal.
Yeah.
No. Bible Belt, brother. That's
Yeah.
the last domino to fall.
There's ways that it's like gotten around it. What is it called? Like Delta 9,
Delta
Delta
9.
9.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem right.
THCA.
Doesn't seem
Yeah.
right. They're like, when you light it up, it's the same thing. And I'm like, nah, then give me the same thing then.
Yeah, give me the same thing. Exactly. It is a weird deal. So besides weed, let's
Weed. Okay, booze. That's not a drug either. Those are the two like standards. Those are the two just like you can do that
That's your starter
in public
kit.
in the street. Molly, I love Molly.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I just took some. I cracked my tooth fucking grinding my teeth on Molly last
Really?
Saturday. Yeah, it was so clean. It was before the pandemic Molly I found back of the freezer.
Before
Way back in the freezer.
pandemic
It
Molly.
said Mandy. I was going through a British phase. And I was like, wait, no fucking way. And it was like pre-pandemic Molly, pre-fentanyl Molly.
You can tell he loves it too. Just had how he had the smile, like he's
Yeah.
just thinking of all of his memories.
Oh,
and,
my God,
and a
bro.
nice
It was
side
like-
note too, the pre-fentanyl Molly. Like it's
Do
good.
what?
It's good to know that Molly's clean. Because
Yeah,
if it's
yeah.
pre-pandemic, that is
It's pre-pandemic when
Yeah.
times were simpler.
Yeah, it's a
You could
scary
only OD
time
if you
now.
just kept going till like noon the next day.
I'm happy that world's past me now, but if I was still in it, I would probably be
It
done.
was so fun. Mushrooms. Love mushrooms.
Yeah.
And then what are the other drugs? I've
What's
never
your-
been a giant coke guy, but if you're going to the bathroom, I'm coming with you.
Yeah. You're not going to buy it, but
Yeah,
if
yeah,
someone's
yeah.
got it, you're not going to be rude.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You'll have a toot now. You'll
That's
have
how
a
you
toot.
connect.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you ever had an experience with? This is one thing I've kind of wanted to try. Was DMT?
I tried once and I didn't get there.
It wasn't for you.
No, I loved it. I just didn't get there.
Let's get there.
What does that mean?
I was in my backyard in New York, me and a chick, and like, I saw this big fucking caterpillar come down off one of the branches and like stare at me for like a minute, and then he just goes, no, and then he turned around and went back.
Oh, caterpillar wasn't feeling you.
Yeah, and then I was like, and then I kind of came out of it, and I was like, I don't think it hit me, and she goes, I died and came back. What?
Hey, to peel back a couple layers, what do you think that caterpillar was saying no about?
Getting in there.
Oh, getting you to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he was like the gatekeeper or something.
No shit.
And he was just like, no.
You would think a gatekeeper of something that special would be a little stronger than a caterpillar.
Yeah.
The final boss
You
said
would.
no.
But I was like, I didn't know how to get past him.
You had
It
a
worked. Fuck, I'm still mad about it.
I saw a clip
What
of-
about me? Would he not say yes?
I don't
I'm
know.
the kind of guy who would go in there.
Yeah.
Like I just realized how fucking insulting that was.
You wanted it too bad is what the problem
Maybe
was.
I wanted it too bad.
You were
Yeah,
too
yeah,
open
yeah.
to the experience.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's those
chill,
who
bro,
fight.
chill. You're gonna ruin the whole vibe in there.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
get right into doing a war on the dance floor.
Dude, I
You're
saw
not
Oh,
needed.
this motherfucker?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Who's he with? Yeah.
I saw a clip of you talking about an extreme experience on Salvia.
Yeah.
Was this around like I don't know when this was. I had an experience with Salvia as well, but I want you to elaborate a little
Break
bit.
down Salvia.
So Salvia K2, it was like right around like
K2,
2000.
is that the same thing?
Yeah, 2009, 10,
K2
11, 12.
Spice?
K2 Spice. It was
Oh,
all like
shit.
spices. And I'm sure
Yeah,
there's
right
a lot of
around
people in
there.
the comments that would be like, Taylor, you're so wrong. But like when the drug testing thing was so big, a lot of people were using these spices as a way to kind of do it instead of marijuana. But
that
they were
shit
like,
can kind of kill you.
there was like a
Nobody's dying
hallucinogenic
from
thing.
that shit.
Yeah, there was like some, I think people
Name
like
one. That's
had a
never
heart
happened.
attack or something. But like Salvia had like 2x, 4x, 10x, 20x,
30x,
40x, and
yeah.
it went to 80x. And the highest I ever went was 20x, and it was an insane experience to say the least. But I didn't have anything to what I heard you talk about.
It's up there. That's it.
Yeah.
I was triply. Dude, I was gone. I had so much, and then they were like calling me a pussy.
Out of a
'cause they're like,
bong too is
out of a bong.
crazy.
And they were like, it's not enough. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. But I got like to the line with that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, take a real hit. So then I took a massive hit when I was already at the line.
Mhm.
And then I was just done.
God.
I was just gone. I was living underwater for like 6 months.
Yeah, but explain it. You actually were
I
living
lived
underwater.
underwater. I had like a job I went to. I like relocated to underwater.
And do you
Dude,
still?
it fucking ruled. I had forgotten about this land. Completely forgot about it. Oh, what a trip it was. But it was like 8 minutes. The whole thing's in here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is so
Look at him.
And then they
He's
think
gone.
I'm back because I opened my eyes, but I'm still gone. And I'm just like, I just opened my eyes.
The amount of balls it takes to be on a podcast and take a bong hit of however X Salvia it is
This is my Lawler Mania
is
shirt.
insane, man.
This is a long time ago.
What year was this?
I don't know. When was Jerry Lawler and Tom Lawler? Who's the UFC fighter? Robbie
Robbie
Lawler.
Lawler.
Yeah, it was right around he was fighting early. So yeah, 28, 2009, 2007.
2007. Never heard anybody call it that. But that's
I missaid it the first time. I just said it 2 more times
Decided to
to make
dive
it seem
back
like
into
it
it a
was
little
like
bit more.
on
It's
purpose.
like doing the math in my head.
do you remember
Yeah,
that
that was
experience?
me coming up to the surface to like look at who these fucking people were. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys? And
That's
kind of like
insane.
barely remembered them, but I was like underneath the water.
Do you remember the experience vividly to this day?
Yeah, it's taking me back, especially seeing it. Yeah, I was just there. I think I had a chick.
No shit.
Yeah,
A mermaid.
man, that's basic.
My fault.
That's regressive, dude.
I hate
That's
to have a
fucking
conversation
aggressive,
like that.
bro.
I hate to start the foundation
Whoa,
like this.
what
That
is
is
this? The
fucked
fucking
up.
30s?
My fault, dude.
Mermaid, bro. I mean, oh,
I grew up in a different time.
don't even have
What can
me
I say,
saying
man?
Wow.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
But dude, the Salvia.
What'd you do?
So I did 5X. I was in was it Newport, California,
Okay.
and I was with
When
my.
was this?
This is high school. My senior year of
High
high school.
school.
Spring break.
It was a legal drug. You could just buy it at like
yeah,
bookstores.
you go to a smoke shop,
Yeah.
and they just had it sitting there on the counter like you would buy like horny goat weed or whatever at a gas station. And we bought the 5X, and so me, my girlfriend at the time, and my best friend at the time, they're all like one hitters, so they burn so fast. We took the 5X, and I remember like 20 minutes of the best laughing, like all of us just in harmony. Nothing was really said, but it was like the greatest happiness, like laughter you've ever had. Similar to like Nebraska when we're at Village Inn, like you're just having a giggle fest, right?
Yeah.
So like a day or two later, we go to a smoke shop and there's the 20X, and you're thinking 5 times 4 is 20. That's 4 times the laughs. Like this is going to be incredible. So my buddy,
Drug math is never right.
Right. So my buddy, he takes it, he hits it. We're in this like really shitty hotel room. It's like spring break or whatever. We're balling on a budget, and he takes a hit and he just goes, "Oh no," and lays down on the bed, and he's like, not responsive for 15 minutes to the point where me and my girlfriend are like, well, maybe we should go and get like call the police or something. Comes up out of nowhere and is like, "Don't do it. Don't do that." And I had this like thing like, no, my boy's gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it kind of vibe, like very high school of me. So I remember I took a hit of it.
He came out and said, "Don't do that."
Said, "Don't
and
do
your
that."
first instinct was like,
I was like, I have to. I was like, my boy did it. I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah.
I'm not a bitch.
Yeah.
man.
I'm not a
So,
bitch.
dude,
He's like, I'm telling you, do be a bitch.
Yes.
I'm not going to make fun of you.
Yeah. So I take a hit of it and I put it down. And as I'm exhaling, I'm looking over. And then I start looking around the room and it's like pictures are being taken throughout the entire room. And now I'm looking at everybody, but I can see 360 around me.
Wait.
And they're all-
Wait. Say that again.
Okay. So I take a hit of this salvia
Yeah.
with a pipe.
Yeah.
Hit. I go to put it down. As I'm putting it down, it's like photographs are being taken in my mind and being slotted in different part of my vision. So I can now see all around. I'm like looking around the room like this, and my body's like, my brain is taking photographs of everything that's around me.
Okay.
So now when
You're
I
just in VR.
essentially, and so I get to looking at my girlfriend and my friend, and they're like staring at me like extremely concerned, especially my friend who just did it. And for whatever reason, my brain was telling me that something's growing out of your head, and I start to feel, and I have antlers, like deer antlers growing out of my head. And I freak out and I run out of the hotel room into the street. And I start like, I'm like sweating. So I'm starting to take my clothes off. And I'm
Montoya,
like,
por favor.
yeah. So I'm like screaming in the middle of this parking lot. They take me and they grab me. I'm like the size I am right now in high school. They take me, they grab me, and they put me in this bathtub and turn the shower on. And for the next 15, 20 minutes, I'm like trying to get out. They're like not letting me get out. And then finally I come to, and it was
Did you say
horrible.
yeah? Did you say yeah?
Yeah, I was
shouldn't
like,
have
yeah.
done
I
that?
go, you're right.
You're right. Oh my
And then
God. I see it now.
we went and got pizza, and it was like the quietest slice I've ever had in my life.
And the whole thing
none
was
of us
like-
spoke.
The whole thing was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think the whole thing, him doing it and me doing it, it was probably a 45-minute period.
Wow.
It was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Did the picture stop coming?
Yeah, like once I had the
What's-
photograph thing, and then once I thought my antlers were coming out of my head, that's when the photos like kind of broke away, and I was like just seeing regular, but I could feel antlers on top of my head. It was one of the more exciting experiences of my entire life.
That rules.
Thanks, man.
He said that rule.
That
That's
rules.
that's also the last time I ever did salvia.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was done.
Yeah,
I felt
never
so
again.
dirty afterwards. You're just like, ugh.
Yeah,
Just worn out in 20 minutes.
exactly. Especially if you're living in a completely different life.
Yeah. Right.
That's
yeah,
fucking
it's a catch
like
up
you had
to.
a
Living
job, a
underwater.
girlfriend. You had responsibilities in your
Yeah.
trip.
I probably went bald in there, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's probably
you
where
had
it
a
happened.
full, thick head of hair at that time, man.
Yeah,
Well, you
coming
had
out like,
twice the life
"No,
of stress
no."
at the.
Yeah.
That is fucking.
Dude, Ari,
nuts,
I gotta
man.
say, I'm so pumped to have you on this podcast because back in like the early 2000s when you were doing the Amazing Racist
Yeah.
stuff, like
Yeah.
those videos,
How old were you in the early 2000s? 14ish?
yeah, like
yeah,
middle
yeah,
school.
yeah.
You know, all the middle school white boys that just
Such a dream
were
for
so
that age.
I'm just so fascinated by you doing all of those videos. I actually, like, I know who you are, like going on like Rogan and seeing you on pods and other things, but I didn't know that you were that guy who did the Amazing Races. I remember last year at some point, I ended up going on Google and being like, whatever happened to the
No
Amazing
way,
Races
really?
guy? Because I thought like, where is this guy? Because the state of the world that we're in now,
Yeah.
I'm like, those videos that
done.
this guy
Do it.
was making,
Well, I
I'm like,
remember-
whatever happened to this guy?
So-
And I'm typing in the Amazing Races, what's his name? And it's like Ari Shaffir. And I'm like, oh, he's still alive. He's still kicking.
Yeah.
So going off that, I remember they're like, so in high school in the early 2000s, I remember there was like a rumor like, oh, did you hear about the Amazing Races? He actually got killed trying to
in
do
action?
something. Yes.
I love that.
Do you never heard that?
No, but we
You
got to
never heard
spread
that he
that
died?
more.
Yeah, we
I
gotta
love
spread that
that.
more.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
it-
would have been the best way to go out.
That is.
That one, yeah, free boat trips back to Africa. You really can't do this stuff now. And then you'd be watching it with whoever, and then sometimes like halfway through, someone would come in the room. But if it's somebody of any race, everyone's like, oh, fuck. Even the black people that they're watching, they're like, oh, this is gonna look bad out of context.
Yeah. What made you? What was the thought process behind like creating
They had
the
this
most
like,
racist thing on the internet?
yeah, it was pre-internet. It was pre-YouTube, not pre-internet, but pre-YouTube.
Pretty much. Like those videos banged like once it hit YouTube.
Yeah, they put it right on YouTube at the beginning. And people
Yeah.
were like, what the fuck is this? The idea was this is me getting Jews to apologize for the killing of Christ.
Yeah, that's the. And that guy was losing his shit on you.
He was so mad, and kvetchy is the word you're looking for.
Were
God.
you? I
Yeah.
mean, you had to have been uncomfortable in certain spots.
Every single
like
time.
when you were
Every
taking the
single
cross
time. That's
into a
not me.
gas
Yeah.
station in the hood, and you're like, I'm just looking for a spot to burn this. Like,
I
can
need a
burn this at
lighter.
your
I gotta
spot
get a
today?
lighter. I forgot my
And
lighter.
just like, hey, yo, what the fuck? And you're like, hey, do you mind help paying for some gas?
Yeah.
Going to the Chinese restaurants and be like, hey, so what type of Chinese are you?
Selling dog door to door
Yeah.
in the back of Chinese restaurants. I had a little dog and I was like, come on, guys, it's cheap.
Were there ever any videos that didn't make it because of how south it went?
There was one of me, I was like setting up a shot. I was crossing the train tracks, like crossing to the bad part of town. And some guy in an Amtrak truck just like slams on his brakes, some Latino guy, and just grabs me and like shoves me up against a fence. It was like, no, and he fucking hit me. And then everybody had to come out like, no, he's Jewish. I'm wearing a Klan outfit. They're like, it's a joke. He's like, it's not a fucking joke. And I'm like, no, really, it's a joke.
God,
he's like, no, motherfucker, this is not a joke.
When you're brainstorming the idea to do this, was there not one person that sat there and go, hey, Ari?
No,
I'm sure?
I'm a fucking idiot, dude. Every time they wanted to do something, I was like, let's go further. Let's go way further.
Yeah, but
like,
there was
okay.
there was nobody in the beginning that was like, so what you want to do is you want to get a cross and ask black people if you're going to burn, if they have the lighter to burn this. And no one sat there in the brainstorm and went, maybe not.
Nobody helped me out. Not one person was like, hey, you sure? You're using your real name in the setups of these. Shouldn't you just use a fake name, though? I didn't know. It was pre-internet. You didn't know shit lived on.
Yeah.
It was going to be come and go. I didn't even know it was bad.
God damn, that is so
I didn't know what the
funny,
line
dude.
is.
I
forgot about these.
Yeah, that's the one.
Going to a mosque and selling T-shirts to say, my what is it? My mom went to Mecca and all they brought back was this horrible body odor. It was just like, let's see as bad as this guy can be. Oh my god,
Dude, that is fucking wild.
so dumb.
Just you're watching them just.
Bro, if you're 14, if you're a freshman in high school and you
Dog.
see this, you're just like, what is the world?
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing ever to you if you're 14 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did any of these videos?
My sense of humor has not got any like more mature.
Yeah.
Still
Did
pooping
any
on
of these
stages.
did any of this stuff come back to haunt you like later, like as you're making your run and
Dozens
comedy
of
or any
times.
it?
So many shows canceled. Random like DJs in like different like areas will find it and be like, what the fuck is this? We got to get this guy.
No shit.
And then suddenly in different places they're just like, hey, they're saying we got to move your show. They don't want to do it anymore.
And
Like,
you're just
why?
like-
Then you look at it like, fuck. It was 20 fucking years ago.
God
Oh, it's
damn.
great. I don't mind it though. It means it's still affecting people. It's pretty nice. It's kind of an honor.
In 2020, when all this like canceling thing was going on, you
Yeah.
had to be thinking like,
He's
oh,
like,
next.
Oh, I knew it was
videos.
coming any day. I'm surprised it really didn't get me during that
Yeah,
time.
I was like,
I was like, this is
the
around
perfect
the
culprit.
corner.
Yeah.
And it's still, every time they pull it off the internet, somebody else puts it back up. It'll get like 10 million views. And then I'll be like, no, terrible. And then someone else will put it up.
Yeah.
It just keeps getting views. You would think at any moment, they'd be like, a knock on the door, like feds. They'll be like, no, you got to leave the country.
It's just
Yeah.
in like the underground Hall of Fame, dude. It'll keep getting put back on there.
It really is, man. That shit is, it's top tier.
Yeah.
That's top tier,
Yeah.
hilarious content.
Were you doing stand up at that time too?
Yeah, it was just starting. It was just starting. They were actually looking for Jeff Ross to do it. They was like, we wanted like and then they told me he couldn't do it. And they were like, do you know any other like Jewy looking comics? And Duncan Trussell was like, yeah, Ari.
Jewish comedy.
Yeah. And then, so they just like idea of do something real light. But I was like, no, let's go though. Let's like, the joke is only if it's like way too far overboard. And they're like, oh, what did you have in mind? And we just started brainstorming all day.
No
It
shit.
was a pretty fun brainstorming session.
Do you enjoy doing all the content stuff like as much more than doing like thinking of all the stand up comedy?
No, I only like doing stand up. The rest is just like,
Yeah.
yeah, fun, like here or there.
Just like bullshitting around.
Yeah. Hanging out with friends.
God,
Doing fun, dumb
The
shit.
content stuff is so elite though. Like to be able to put your full thought and have a visual with it as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're over that.
I don't want to do it. I don't know editing. I don't know shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll be in stuff here or there. Oh, look at that. That's me. I took my shirt off at a fucking PGA golf event. I was just walking around. I was helping golfers find their ball, like a legit golfer, like a pro golfer. They were walking by and just like tapped and I was like, look at this fucking idiot. And then they told me, this is at TPC at Avenel. This is a high level course. The Rangers had to come over and be like, sir, no, absolutely not. Put your shirt on.
That is funny. Man.
How did all the
what are you guys doing? Just researching my life?
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
bro. That's what
good
we
job.
gotta
all
do.
these notes on you right here.
graduate from Maryland? Oh, happy early birthday. Your birthday's in a couple days.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good
February
for you.
12th.
Wow.
Nice, brother.
February
Right
12th.
around the
Happy
corner.
Memorize
birthday.
that. You're the 11th? Nice.
Gotta
Glorious.
dial it in.
Who's on
I
your
love
birthday?
that.
Anybody big?
Jennifer Aniston.
Nice. Hot. Who do you guys got?
I don't think I.
What's
I don't know.
Who's born on your birthday?
is Diddy actually your birthday?
Oh, Diddy, that's tough.
Diddy, Matthew McConaughey, and Laura Bush.
And you guys all left early? That's what everybody at Diddy party says. I went. Don't think I wasn't invited, but I left early. Why are all these people leaving early? A great party? Doesn't make sense to leave early. That's crazy.
Yes.
You only leave lame party. What do you think? Diddy put on shitty parties for the first 2 hours, drove out all the squares, and then was like, now let's go.
This is the time.
Yeah.
This is the time to get
You
it
all
done.
have a key around your neck and a cyanide pill.
Could you imagine just being a guy that's like coming into fame and like you're in Hollywood, you maybe make a movie, the movie comes out, everything's going really well, and you get a call and like, hey, P. Diddy wants you to come to his party. And you're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude, I heard he throws the best parties.
Yeah.
And then you walk into that.
And you're just like,
oh my
there's so
God.
much to wrap your head around. Like, why is this why everybody said there were good parties?
Yeah.
And then like, but also, is there food?
Yeah.
You know, there must be something you'd be into.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Otherwise,
sure
who would have
Jay-Z
recommended it to you?
Jay-Z like tells a story about like Diddy wanting to throw a party. Was it Diddy or is it somebody else wanting to throw a party and he's going to spend like $1 million on it? And Jay-Z's like, no, I can throw the best party for like $500 and throw a party for him. I don't want to
Really?
defame.
It was
Jay-Z sounds like a real Jew. Sounds like my kind of guy. Yeah, save that money, Jays.
No, it was Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
It was Jamie Foxx that did that. But yeah, I think about that sometimes too, because like if I'm 19, 20, 21 years old and I have no idea about what's going on with Diddy now, but I'm in LA and I have the opportunity to go to a Diddy party.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say yes to that.
Of
Not
course you
knowing,
say yes.
Not knowing what I'm getting myself into.
Okay, when you walk through the door and you see what's happening, do you immediately go, wait, which side of this am I on?
No,
Right.
I think.
Like, oh, I'm young here. I'm 21. This might be
We're
trouble.
banged up.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Like,
If he got Bad
maybe-
Bunny, he's getting you.
Yeah. Holy shit. Because I'm thinking to myself,
It's going to usher in a new era in your
if
life.
I walk in,
you know
I'm
what I mean?
assuming like there's like a courting, there's a courting time, and then they bring you into the room or
A
whatever.
courting time. Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
They're probably feeling you out. Like, it's probably not going out in the open. There's probably like a room or something like
Yeah.
that going down.
Are you cool?
But it's
Can you
like
keep a
once they like
secret?
bring, they think you're cool enough without asking you. They bring you to the room. Like, how are you getting out of there alive?
How are you getting out of there? There's
They're
no
taking
way.
you down, man.
Taking you down or wanting you to. It's just like a.
You see some of these videos of guys who like break down, be like, "Yo, this dude caused damage to me, like spiritually, mentally, emotionally." It's like,
Yeah.
That's him there. That's Leonardo DiCaprio there.
yeah.
That's why he can't. That's why he can't fuck anyone above the age he is right now.
Yeah.
It's actually we owe him an apology. He's dealing with his horrible trauma. He actually shouldn't date anyone over 22. He's doing it right. 25 is old for him.
Yeah.
Wasn't it what is that age? Was it 26? Leo doesn't go anybody over 26? 25? Once they turn 26, that's when
I love how every woman is like, "That's terrible," and every man's like, "I know, right?"
Yeah. We had that conversation.
It is crazy. Not very mature at all.
Yeah.
Very
The ones that
At
aren't
your
every
age.
magazine.
Yeah.
That's crazy to find them attractive. That's nuts.
What
Yeah, Diddy
Seeing
parties
guys-
is
seeing
crazy.
guys
Like,
like-
when would it start though? If people left early, that means he's not starting that stuff till 2.
Yeah, it's there's,
I'd be like,
it's
come
definitely
on though,
not a-
Diddy. I'm in, but like, it's you know
It's
what I
probably
mean?
it's probably a lot like Vegas.
Yeah, I got meetings tomorrow.
The big parties don't start until it's like 2, 3 in the morning.
No way that stuff's going down at
He's
dusk.
got,
No.
you know,
Yeah.
he's probably like Vegas. Probably got oxygen pumping in.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's kind
right.
of staying awake.
Yeah,
But you don't want to see the light coming in and still be doing that on either
Right.
side of it.
right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
right on
Like,
either
this
side.
should be in the darkness.
Yes. Some sort of black light thing situation like that. This episode to bring you Doves, dude. As you prepare to host game day celebrations, what are some possible whole body odor issues you may encounter that make you less confident in your hosting duties? Are you afraid of taking your shoes off when entering your friend's house? Getting nervous, your team is down at half? Tackle whole body odor with Dove Men Care Plus Whole Body Deo. This whole body deo defends against your odor zones. We're talking pits, we're talking privates, we're talking feet. And it's long-lasting 72-hour odor protection. Find Dove Men Whole Body Deo at Walmart today. Let's get back to this.
Yeah, how'd we end up here?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, Jack,
Who's on your
Jack's
birthday?
Jack's birthday.
Josh Brolin has the same birthday as Ari.
Josh Brolin?
Who's Josh Brolin?
Exactly. Fuck you, Josh Brolin.
Right? Is it?
Who is Josh
He's
Brolin?
the guy with the fucking
Purple guy. Fuck, what's his name?
The purple guy.
no the shit with the stones in his
Game.
Goonies?
Thanos.
Thanos. Okay, my fault.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I just said, who's Josh?
I got Abraham Lincoln.
Who's Josh
Fuck
Brolin?
Josh Brolin. Abraham Lincoln, who's way better.
Yeah, I'm not good, as you guys know when we do those guessing games. I'm not good with like understanding who all the actors and actresses are.
That's great.
Like I'm good with characters.
I'm not
Yeah.
great with that. I'm not great with that.
It's better if you don't know who they are.
Is this like a list of all people born on July 22nd of note?
Sure.
Is this? Is it of note or is it just anyone? That's a long fucking
That's
list.
a long fucking list. Yeah.
Yeah, of note in quotes.
Oh right.
Okay.
So
Good to know.
I don't know most of these names.
Who do you think your Eskimo brothers with here?
Shawn
Anybody?
Michaels. I see Shawn Michaels.
That's your Eskimo brothers with him?
No. When was he born? Wait, whose birthday?
This is my birthday, July
is you?
July 22nd. I don't know. Shawn Michaels,
Michaels is a
I'm
good one.
assuming he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, the Heartbreak,
Or like
Heartbreak Kid.
with that
bro.
outfit.
Come on, cuz.
1965.
1965. Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
Do you think it's at all possible that that's true though? Someone on one of your lists, you both fuck.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It's got to be, right?
Possibly. I mean, Shawn Michaels, the WWE guys, they're traveling 300 days a year in all these different towns and cities.
Oh, I made the list.
Really?
Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, let's go.
Nice.
All right, boys.
That's what you get with the new contract.
Let's go, man. Who would have thought?
Elliot? Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
that's
Zeke
pretty
Elliott?
good.
Okay. Good for me.
Ugh.
Love Zeke.
Yeah, he was great for a while.
Yeah.
Who are your teams?
Unfortunately, my team recently disbanded. The owner said he couldn't do well as a GM, and he thought the best thing for Cowboys Nation was to just get rid of the team. He was never going to give up control, so he said, we're just going to break up. So
Which
my
team
team
is
is no
this?
longer around. The Dallas Cowboys, they're a former team in the NFL, and we don't have to think about them anymore.
Why are you a Cowboys fan?
Why are you a Cowboys fan?
I'm not.
Yeah, because you have no class.
No class. I
You're
didn't.
America's team. Are you not an American?
Are they really America's team still?
I tell you what,
yeah,
in the
because we're a
90s
team of failure.
Yeah,
we
in
keep
the
getting into
90s,
these
In the
wars and
90s,
not
that
was
winning.
where the squad-
30
Yeah,
years
since then
ago.
we've been in Afghanistan for 20 years, no wins. That's America's team. Fuck it.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
They were good when you started watching football, and you thought, okay, I want to be good too.
No. I went through a 1-15 season as a fourth grader in Washington.
Barely watched.
I grew up in North Carolina. We didn't have teams. You could pick America's team.
That is true. You guys did
before,
not have
you guys
teams.
don't remember before the fucking Panthers.
My
I mean,
wife,
growing up, my dad, he was a Cowboys fan. So I was just a Cowboys fan, just happened to be in the 90s. So I was living all the glory days. But I was like a Cowboys fan all the way up through
And
college.
where'd you grow up?
Missouri.
Okay, Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
You get a lot of shit for it too, right?
Yeah. Well,
Evil Empire. What
Once
empire?
I went to Washington,
It's
it
not
was
an
kind of
empire.
like,
No.
all right.
yeah.
It's a fucking
Like if you-
garbage dump.
If you're an NFL player, you want to play for the Cowboys because what I've heard is playing for the Cowboys is like what every kid envisions growing up playing in the NFL. That's what it's actually like. It's really like that.
You're
Really?
a star.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
You're
wearing
like-
the star,
you
but
wear
you
the
are a
star,
star
like-
out there.
Yeah, all the new game consoles, anything that comes out, it's sitting on your locker. Like apparently you get treated
Wow.
first class all the way there.
Jason Hatcher said they would have off days and they had an amusement park right next door. So they'd be riding roller
What are you gonna
coasters
do?
on off
Go
days,
ride a
man.
roller coaster.
Go ride a roller
Mess up,
coaster.
mess up your entire central nervous system right before practice the next day.
Do you guys have to start rooting for the team you play for? Do you drop your childhood team?
I think you do. I think
I've
That
pretty much
sucks.
like
That sucks.
I've like
Your
I
whole-
always keep my eye on the Cowboys, but I played in Washington, Tennessee, and the Raiders. Like I watch them, but I'm not with them the way I am with Nebraska. Like I went to Nebraska, he went to Michigan, so
You
we're
have to play
big
for
time
4
fan.
NFL teams, so you don't pick. You can't. You don't have to pick one.
he picks whichever one's doing the best.
I
at the time.
pick whichever one's doing well.
Yeah.
So this year I was like
Free tickets.
Commanders. Yeah, we're doing pretty good
Yeah,
now.
all
We're
right,
doing pretty fucking
Commanders,
nice.
huh?
You play for the Redskins or the Commanders?
Redskins.
That's
Redskins.
How tight is
before-
that?
That's tight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I'm
went
an
to a
OG,
bar in
man.
Austin. They had
Yeah.
Redskins stuff everywhere, and I'm like, nice.
Yeah.
I like watching your football team too. But yeah,
Yeah, there he is.
Nice.
Willie C got the C on his chest.
Which of those
I know.
4 teams you played for have the worst fan base? There is one right answer.
The worst fan base?
Yeah.
I didn't play for the Cowboys. I just rooted for them.
No.
growing
Of the
up.
teams you
You
played
answer
for,
the question first before he does. Which one are you saying is one right answer?
it's obviously the Raiders.
No, bro. They're the
Yeah.
best fan base.
No, they're the worst. They're the
They go
stabbiest.
hard.
They're the stabbiest across
That-
the country.
that
They're
makes
the
you a
worst.
better
that's
fan.
like-
that makes you a
Maybe you're
better
talking
fan
about in
base.
Oakland, but
when
across
you're
the globe,
playing, when
if
we
you see
played
a
in
Raiders
that,
fan, you
when
turn
you're playing
around.
in Oakland, like you smell the weed in the air in the second half,
I mean, that's nice.
and it's Halloween every weekend.
If you're going to one
the
side
worst
of the
fan
end
base,
zone,
probably Tennessee,
Why?
just because it's not like the biggest or the strongest
know.
fan base. Yeah. Like it's more of like a destination where people come in. Oh, there's a game going on, so there's not like the most like loyal type fan base.
Nashville's
When
very
you're thinking
behind the 8 ball
Washington.
because the city's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're coming for Broadway, you're coming for the live music, and oh
Right.
by the way, this is happening. And it also doesn't help the team went 3-14 this year.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
how Vegas is going to be.
Everyone's
Or it is.
got a very strong 5%. There's always 5% of every fan base that is like rabid. They love it. Tennessee's
Yeah.
got a good,
Maybe that's
strong
what it is.
5%.
Maybe the Raiders' worst is the worst of any of them.
I think the Eagles, bro.
Eagles are pretty shitty.
Eagles
But-
are
Eagles are pretty
but-
shitty,
hold
but they
on,
don't just
but
start
it's-
fights with for no reason. The
No
parking lot,
reason.
you're not getting
the
stabbed.
the argument that Will is saying that the Raiders are good are the same reasons why you guys are hating the Eagles.
correct.
But like that
Well,
would make the Eagles the
he's
best.
saying
Rabbit.
Raiders cross the line, they'll stab you. Eagles, they just fight you.
They'll just fight you.
Oh, you say
Yeah.
fist? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I can get on board with between just assault and attempted murder. I can
There's
draw that
there's a
line
fine
with you
line.
guys.
You got to walk it.
That sounds like a fair. That's fair. That's completely fair.
The silver and black though, like those jerseys, those uniforms.
Can't be
that
badass.
is
the
yeah.
best uniforms ever.
Yeah, for real.
Do you root for Maryland? Like, are you a Terp?
yeah.
I know you're a Terp, but do you like root for
Yeah,
them?
but I
while you're
grew up
around?
rooting for North Carolina. Then when I went to Maryland, it was like we were in the same conference. It was like, fuck, what do I do here? I spent a year like going back and forth. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm a Terp.
Did you love going to Maryland?
God, it was so fun.
Really?
We were a basketball team. We were not a football school. We'd go to the football to get drunk. We would never competed.
Yeah,
I think one bowl in 4 years there.
Why didn't you go to North Carolina?
I had already
hard
moved to Maryland by then. And I couldn't
Okay.
get in. Then I was
Oh,
out of
really?
state, and it was like it wasn't going to happen. I tried to. I painted my whole room Carolina blue, and they were like, "But you get C's." I'm like, oh, what? I thought
What are we
that the
talking about
paint would
here,
like
huh?
get me over the
Yeah.
hump. Yeah, state schools are like I got waitlisted for Maryland, and I'm from there. My grades were terrible.
Carolina blue is a crazy color to paint your room.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I was a good decade away from getting laid, so it didn't get in the way.
Yeah.
I saw your first stand-up open mic was in Northern Virginia. What part of Northern Virginia?
I don't know. It was
Can't
like
remember?
outside DC,
Yeah.
like Greater Washington. It wasn't Arlington. I don't know. It was just like a comedy sports night.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just did
yeah.
it once. I'm like, I'm good. Let's go to California.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. God. Yeah.
There's so many.
Terps games ruled. We'd all do this at basketball, just like we'd pick up the fucking newspaper whenever the other team was introduced. We'd just go like this, like disrespect, and then we're fucking done. We throw it in there. God damn, we
Just
had a good
throw 'em at the
student section.
players?
Yeah.
I love that.
If you could relive one point of your life again, would that be it? College?
Yeah. Oh yeah. God, like getting laid, drinking, and then puke and rally, and it wasn't looked down on back then.
Yeah.
Now it's like, did you just throw up? It's like, yeah, dude, I'm back. Why are you coming at me? I did the
like,
right
hey,
thing.
I think we're gonna have to leave Ari. He's fucking puking already.
No, I puked. I'm fine. And that was totally acceptable back then. Yeah. Walking around learning shit.
You know where we need to get Ari?
What?
Beer Olympics.
Beer Olympics.
100%.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Beer Olympics?
I've heard of it. I do love competition.
Okay. Well, if you want
You're
to go
made
to,
for this thing.
if you want
Really?
to go to a place where the greatest beer drinkers of all time take the center stage and compete in various beer games
Yeah.
to be crowned a champion, beer games is your
How,
Beer games
what
championship
what
of the
kind of
world.
beer games are we talking about? Like
We're
Rage
talking
Cage
about,
and beer pong and
beer
fucking shit like
pong,
that?
flip cup,
Okay,
beer
flip
die has always been talked about.
ball.
Beer ball, a lot of different things, and it all starts with a three beer chug out of a
So
glass.
that's
flute.
fair. That's fair to get going.
Yeah, get going and just level
And
the
to kind of
playing field
siege where your
immediately.
team is, like where you guys are gonna be on the bracket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you take early to get a
A lower seed.
yeah, lower seed?
No,
you
no.
want to go early so you get a
It all depends.
He's-
It depends on
he's-
your strong suit. I'm a chugger. I can chug, and I can eat large quantities of food. Like I
Right.
have.
if the fruit is free, I'm not stopping.
Yeah. This is this
Is that Leanne Kreischer?
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
Leanne to chug out of a she would not chug anything I gave her.
It's so much fun. It really is such a great time.
That's so
The next
funny.
5 days are fucking terrible.
I stopped getting hangovers. I'm fine.
How?
So wait, dude, you ever get on a I don't know. I woke up one day with a superpower. It just doesn't happen anymore.
yeah, that's
Maybe it's Barocca. I don't know.
I kind of stopped drinking because of the hangover. Literally, if I have
gotta
like
power
one
through.
drink,
You have
That-
what?
if I have like 1 or 2 drinks, literally the next day I feel like shit.
You gotta do something about that. That's
That's
no way
what
to
I'm
live.
saying, bro.
He's
No way to
just-
live.
Saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally probably haven't had a drink since this event in June.
Try Barocca. Call it Barocca. You gotta take these. They're a miracle cure. They told me about it in Edinburgh.
What is
Where
it?
everybody drinks every day. BERO. It's just like British people.
They'll
You can
find
get it
Sure, we'll
online.
find it.
But like it's just like hangover cure. You're just good.
So you
Drink
rip it
one-
at the end of the night,
It's
or
just
you
an
get it right
effervescent
before?
tablet, little caffeine in it. Yeah. You do one the day before, one the day after. Nothing happens to you. You do it, it's so full of it. You're just like, boom, I'm back.
No way.
Yeah. And now I guess I do it so much when I fly and shit that it's just in me. Maybe that's what it is.
And you just don't feel it, which is
You-
impressive.
That's
How
How
old
old
are
are
you
you
now?
now?
Superpower. Now you're taking PEDs. It sounds like.
Yeah. Well,
What are you about to?
Fair. I gotta be able to do this for beer Olympics. Did you ever get on a run of beer pong where you just like matrix, you just are the ball?
It just depends. Like,
Keep it on a
unfortunately,
line,
beer
never
pong's been
miss.
like the
Look
last
somebody in the
game.
eye and you
Yeah, you
let
just
it in.
know,
play.
and you're just like,
And the crowd erupts around
hey, get
you.
the next team up because this is, and then you both just go. And you're like,
One last cup. You're just like, hey, I got this. You call your shot, put
You
it
just
in,
know
sink it.
Our problem is we put the beer pong at the end for the championship. So
Yeah,
then
it
by
needs,
that
to be,
point,
it, needs to be
you're
the,
just-
it needs to be the first event. It needs to be the
Yeah.
first event.
Because we
And
counted up, we're having what, like it was 16 beers in the first round
Yeah.
within an hour.
Yeah.
16
So we
beers
need
in a
to
round.
we need to figure that out.
Fuck.
Yeah, because you do the
No,
3 beer
we'll
chug and
figure
then you
that
do
out.
flip cup.
We'll
Flip
figure
cup's
that out.
best 2 out of 3, and you're filling up with a pitcher.
How long is this?
It's an all day event.
Okay.
It's like
We're gonna
noon.
we're
I
gonna
tried
we're
keeping
gonna,
up with Shane once, and I had about 16, but it was
can
a
you
problem.
can you keep up with Shane?
I kept up with him about 10 beers.
Shane,
about
but
10.
yeah,
And
Shane's
then he was
he's
just
a
still
monster.
fucking around.
Shane's similar to
Yeah.
that Dennis Kelly guy we were talking about, where they're just really good at drinking a lot. Like the quantity is really good. Maybe not the speed, but the quantity.
Shane's also good at using peer pressure to not get you to switch what you're drinking. So you'll be
Shane's
like, oh,
just
let's do some
great at
alcohol.
peer
He goes, no,
pressure.
you're a pussy. You're
Yeah.
homosexual. Stay with Bud Lights. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay. But then like, that's your home court.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he gets the game favorable to
That's-
himself.
He
how
was
you do
even
it,
playing
man.
beer games, and he just, since he's not good at them, he just makes fun of them. He just makes
Right.
fun of them, bullies you.
Does a great job of making you feel less than while beating him.
Where do you do this? This
at
fucking
my
rules.
house.
Taylor's
really?
backyard.
Yeah.
This
My backyard.
fucking rules.
Oh, bro, it's so much fun. This
What?
is Will. Will
Oh,
was,
you got to get Pit Viper as a sponsor for this. I mean, if they're not already.
Will was 1 of 1 that night.
Look how that chick was looking through whoever she was looking at.
Look at this. These girls actually destroyed us.
Really?
They murdered us. Yeah. We did not stand a chance the entire time. Got our boys back
Who
there.
won the championship,
Oh,
though?
it feels so good when it goes in. You guys won?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm
we
like
won.
yelling at, who was it? Who's the guy? Joe Avery?
Yeah,
Like,
Joe
you need
Avery.
To fucking, you need to
Joe
fucking
Avery,
kill
another
yourself.
another comedian. Joe Will's basically telling him he's a shit comedian. He'll never make it. He's a fucking loser.
They're trying to get him off his game.
He got it off his
Oh,
game.
yeah. He missed one, and I'm like, bro, you got to kill yourself after that.
yeah, verbally abusing.
Because
him.
Bach was the ring or something, and you got to go at the weaker one at the moment to try and
Right.
get him off their game.
Yeah, yeah. Because the championship
Got to
round
get them off their
was
game. That's a
10
key
cup.
part of any competition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Get
is
'em off
this
their
is
game.
where I was like, we got to get this guy out of here. We got to get this guy.
Who's a ref?
That's Big Cat. So Big Cat actually was.
Big Cat came to ref?
No, he wasn't. He was in the game. He decided because they're out. This is the championship round. Big Cat came in with a ref outfit on to fuck up the rest of the game. Just started whistling at people the whole time and just being a menace, an absolute menace to the entire thing. But yeah, dude, it was just hell.
That's
It was-
nice.
I think Ari would be big time, bro.
You play.
be awesome.
Okay, I'll know all the house rules. Oh, they're all different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all house. We
Yeah.
lay it all out. We're gonna send an email this year to everybody that's going. But yeah, this will be in like the summertime,
Hell
and it'll be
yes.
on like a Wednesday or a Thursday.
What is this? Heart to heart? A drunk heart to heart? Give me a beer. I want a beer.
You want? Yeah, we
Yeah.
can get you beer. We got tweez right here if you want one.
Oh, this is a twisted.
Twisted
okay.
tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, take one of
I'll
those,
have a
dude.
tweet.
Fuck,
Yeah.
man.
So do you know that guy right there, David Bakhtiari? Played
Okay.
for the Packers for a long time, left tackle, outstanding guy, but an elite football player as well. And all these offensive linemen, they can put down beer, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. But yeah, this dude, this went on for what, an hour and a half? Boys?
Yeah, it's getting dark. This started at 11 in the morning.
The last game.
Athletes can go. It's not right. The last game lasted 2 hours?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because
No
it was
one could
beer
hit it.
pong.
We couldn't
and
hit
we were,
anything.
we were,
I've been there
we
too.
couldn't-
It's the opposite of zoning it in,
Yeah.
where you're just like, I don't have it. You try to show
Yeah,
the
not because you just
fucking
couldn't make it because
lefty
I'm talking
3 times in a
between
row.
every shot.
Yeah.
He'd be going to shoot and Bach would be like, hey, Will, you go, yeah. And then just like,
Bro, he'd be going having conversations with everybody during it. And I'm just like, Will, please get over here.
Focus.
And now I look at
Over
Taylor
here.
and be like, I'm locked in.
No, yeah. And I'm like, brother, you're not, but we're teammates right now.
Hey, I got.
You gotta have a heart talk. I believe in you, man.
Yeah.
No one else believed in you.
He'd miss you. Go end it, end him right now. Put him down, Lord. Come on. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
After we end
Do
up.
you have
winning.
soak it up food?
We have
it's
like
there, but you're
Yeah.
so into. Like there was a taco truck there.
we had a couple
Pizza.
things. I didn't get any food the entire time.
What?
I had no
would just
food.
want some bread or something.
It's just
Well, you get so
sourdough.
into the
Loaves-
competition
Just bring
that you're
everybody
just not
loaves of
thinking.
sourdough, like it's the Coliseum, medieval Coliseum. We just toss them out. People are shredding it apart.
Can charcoal pills.
Yeah,
Oh
chocolate
wow.
pills. Those rip. Those go hard.
When I was trying to outdrink Shane, I was going to every time I went to the bathroom, I would make myself puke.
Got to
Yeah, and then come back.
get rid of that beer too.
Just like I'm still fine.
He can put it
you
down.
just get back
Yeah.
out there.
He
He's
can
like, I haven't
truly
even
put it down.
peed.
He said, "Yeah, Pete."
Yeah.
Shane's hilarious.
God,
man.
yeah.
You guys on that Protect Your Parks, when did that start?
It was right before Skankfest one time where we were going to do like an early show to fuck with Lewis, who runs it. We're like, let's just sell our own show out the day before just to fuck with him. Just so I can rub it in a spite festival. So it was me, Shane, and Norman were going. And then I texted Joe. I was like, hey, do you want us to come there first before we go to Houston? He was like, oh, fuck, sure, yeah. And then afterwards, he was like, this is so much better than my dumb scientists. Let's do that. Let's do this more.
And you guys
Yeah.
basically just have those pods and you just sit there and drink,
We
right?
just drank.
We just fuck
drank.
around.
So they're essentially doing
Someone
just
should
like
do
a
a-
case race podcast.
Yeah, they do. You guys are doing a case race.
But it's not really a race. It's not a competition.
You guys just-
One time was a competition. The
What you
rest,
guys, yeah, you guys need to do a case race on Protect Our Parks.
what is that? First to a case?
So it's like you and me are partners. There's a 30 rack. It's 15 beers each, or a 24 with 12 beers each.
So you get partners.
Yeah,
So Shane
partners.
and Mark.
Team.
It'd be Shane and Mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys would. that'd
Mark
be
is
fun
the
to
worst drinker. Shane is easily, but you'd have to split him up with somebody. You'd have to handicap him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane
you
can
have
put
to.
it down. Shane
So
can
wait,
put it down.
first to what is it? What are the rules? First to 20. I love these.
So, no,
much.
yeah, but no.
I miss college. Come on,
very-
Asher Roth. Take us back.
the simplest game.
Yeah.
It's simplest game ever. Like there's 24 beers in a case of beer, or
Yeah.
30, whatever one you want to pick. You
Yeah.
and a partner. You guys have to finish that case before anybody else finishes their case. That's it. So
With stakes, if you don't.
If you and I were partners and I finished my
Yeah.
15 beers first, I could have 16, 17 beers to offset where you have 14 or 13 beers.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple.
Do you have like if one guy's better at warm beer, then be like, hey, these are getting empty. It's, you got to step
Yeah,
up.
yeah. You can make
I'll
those
puke,
moves
you go.
all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to play to your boy's strengths. Like again, if Shane's with Mark and Mark's not very good at drinking, Shane's going to know he's got to carry the.
And
Yeah.
He's gonna have to carry
He's
the
going to peer
Michigan-
pressure him in.
Yeah.
At
yeah.
Michigan, every spring, so when spring football would start, the first Saturday of spring football, we would always do a scrimmage. And after that scrimmage, the whole team would go to somebody's house. We have a team-wide case race. And for 3 years, me
That's
and my
hilarious.
partner won the case race. Like it was like a badge of honor for me. My senior year, this kid named Chris Fox, he's a freshman, early enrolls, comes in. This kid's built like he's like 350 pounds. Like he looks like the Michelin Man.
Yeah.
He finishes the case race with his teammate in 15 minutes and murdered us. Murdered us.
That's
Like-
a beer a minute?
It was incredible. Him and his partner. It was him and God.
That boy is built.
Yeah, that was
different.
him.
Look at that Bill
Yeah.
Goldberg.
Wow.
That's him at 18. Look at his
What?
hairline.
That hairline is
Yeah,
crazy. That's
yeah,
my
yeah.
current hairline.
Kids, yeah. Kids from Colorado. I've never seen a man in a case race, dude. That was the most incredible feat I've
He
ever
just
seen in my
kept
life.
going?
Kept going, dude. It was awesome.
You've done the
Similarly, this is that case race is the same one where the butcher knife came out.
No
That
shit.
is, yep, that's
Makes sense.
So what we do, we bring it all back in where the podcast started. Another
Nice
rule of the
callback.
case race, no PEDs allowed. So I cheated.
What'd you have? Oh, Coke.
Coke.
Yeah. Coke will even you out. There should be a
nothing
moment where like,
equalizes a drunk like Coke.
wow. It's like I
Nothing.
haven't even started
You
yet.
did it.
Yeah, it's like yes.
You did
absolutely.
it in the middle of the case race?
Um,
Like you saw that boy
no.
housing him and you're like,
It,
all right,
it
we
was
gotta
over
fuck it.
before it started, so that's when I dipped into the bag.
Yeah.
Got-
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so I guess I didn't
Gotcha.
cheat, but it
I mean, you
was-
come back, you go into the bathroom, fucking not even finding it. You come out like, gentlemen,
yeah.
I say we have some discussions about serious events now. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm fully ready to drive. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing.
Yeah.
You could be like 30 deep.
I know
like,
a back
literally
door at
could
the
drive
library
home
they
right
leave
now.
open, and I can get us there, and I'm good to drive.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep. And then 15 minutes later, you're back in hell.
Yeah,
You're
it's just
back
a
in
short.
hell.
Like,
Yeah,
back
but
in.
literally, this case race started, and I was probably on my 5th or 6th one, feeling good. Like I might set a new PR this year. I think the 37 minutes was like our greatest. Like we did it, and I was like on my 6th or 7th beer, and it was like one guy's like done. I'm like, oh, they're fucking around. I looked over there, cans were empty. He was finished. Haven't even stood up yet. It was, dude. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
15 beers. When do you start pissing? Whenever.
I mean, for him,
Try
probably
to hold
shortly after.
You try to hold it.
His
Yeah.
bladder probably exploded that night.
How long did those Protect Our Parks pods last?
Between like 3 hours and like 6.
Imagine you guys just
Yeah.
you house all that beer within an hour.
Dude,
Yeah.
I threw up into one of the water coolers one time, and they were like, "Come on, we gotta get back to the hotel." I'm like, "Bro, leave me. Get the fuck away. I'm fine on the floor. It's not the first time I've been laying near my puke.
Yeah.
Leave me here."
Are you guys watching anything like the UFC, like they do the Fight Companion or anything like that? You guys are
Nah,
just
we occasionally
fucking
call
around?
shit up.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, wait, I heard about video. Oh, wait. Do the one with the guy. Jamie's like, I don't know what those search engines are.
Have you ever like doing those pods or any pod for that matter where you get super fucked up on? Have you ever had like a next day scaries?
Like, what did I say?
Yeah, like what did I say? What did I do? I'm assuming no.
Every time.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we say horrible
Biggest
stuff.
You
podcast
talk
in
to
the
the Amazing
world.
Racist, you're gonna think there's probably no
Dude,
line.
the line of the shit we talk in private and then what we can say publicly about people we know, about anything is like privately, we know nuts. And then like 4 hours in and 10 beers, you're like, oh, is there a microphone here? Like, wait, what have I been saying?
Bro, there's nothing worse than those scaries, dude.
Oh my God, the regrets, the Rogan regrets. That's what we call them. Yeah, Norman will always be like, I fucked up on this one. And we have to be like, I don't think that was that bad. And like anything, but there was one you missed. I'm like, oh no, I forgot about that one. I said
That's
that. I
the
thought
worst
that was
part,
you.
too.
He's like, no, that was you.
That was the worst. That's the worst part is when your boys tell you, "Do you know what you did last night?" And you're like,
I don't like the way. I don't like the start of that. Combo.
Hey, what are you talking about? And they're like, "You did this." You're like, "Oh my God, I called her." Like,
You cringe for that guy and then
Yeah.
realize it's you.
God, just brutal. But it's
Remember
always a
when
good laugh
when we had
the
the case race with Big Cat and them, and Shane was on it. We had our faces painted and everything else. That whole next week, Shane would just text me. He's like, "I want to kill myself, dude." 'Cause he'd just be reading the comments because he almost got in a fight with Che.
Yeah. Which is so funny that he almost got in a fight with an Asian guy.
Yeah.
And then, you know. Dog, just nuts.
Case race sounds fucking
yeah.
great,
Dude, yeah.
We and Renazizi were at ASU party one time. Steve Renazizi, and we were just housing these people on beer pong. He was cheating. I found out later.
How
But
was
we
he
just
cheating?
he was like drinking half and then just pouring shit on their floor. Yeah, it was just like a frat party, and there was a wall of fame, and we both got competitive, and like we want on there. We were like late 30s. yeah, and we wanted on there, and he's just like housing these 19-year-olds, and we just kept and they were like getting drunker and drunker. Like, why aren't you drunk yet? It was like 7 was the record. And we were like at like we were like on our way to our 6th, and then it got raided by cops, and we were like everyone's running. We dove behind a fucking...
You're 30.
Yeah, that's what Steve said. He goes, hey, I don't think we actually have to hide.
Yeah.
And then we got up and we're like, hi, officers. And like, oh, hey, guys. Like, I'll see you later.
Are you guys chaperoning this event?
Yeah. I mean, creepy, but like we weren't doing anything wrong.
God,
we
that's so
were like, we'll be
funny.
expelled.
We're gonna be
Fuck.
expelled. How much time have you spent at ASU?
Tons.
Dude, is Tempe not so much fun? I grew up in Arizona.
Oh my God.
it.
It's the party school. It's everybody's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
The chicks eat Denny's 6 times a week and still have like a 9 body. I don't understand it.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's a wild thing. It's a wild thing to even
They're
comprehend.
nuts. Everybody there's nuts. They love baseball too.
It's the weather, man.
It's the weather.
It's got to be the weather.
They do love baseball because basically all the a lot of spring training's out there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there in Florida. Arizona and Florida, the 2 places. But yeah,
I mean,
ASU
herpes spreads so fast there.
See, that might be a rumor, like the Amazing Race is being killed. Like,
Interesting.
I don't know, because I heard the same thing.
But by
When I was in high
experience,
school,
you've
it
got
was
nothing.
like, hey, you heard people at ASU, like 1 in 3 people have HIV. And you're
That
like,
is true.
HIV.
You're like, oh
Yeah,
shit, for real?
That's-
Or STD, whatever.
Or they're
whatever
like, hey, don't
letters
go to
are.
the phone parties. That's where it's
What are these?
Yeah,
A chlamydia,
chlamydia.
whatever.
Chlamydia.
That's the warning shot.
What is chlamydia?
That's the warning
The
shot.
chlamydia is a chance for your doctor to say you got to be more careful, but this is cool.
Okay.
You
That's
get
sound advice.
daps from your doctor. Everybody
That's
goes,
sound.
but seriously, it could get worse. So like, chill.
Is gonorrhea
Hey, but
like
for real.
the second base? Gonorrhea
Gonorrhea is like second base of that.
It's
Yeah.
like, hey, one more hiccup and it's over.
It's just like you might break up from this, but it's not going to be with you for a long time.
Okay, but it goes away eventually.
Yeah, I think so.
And then finally syphilis.
Syphilis, you're fucked.
That's how Al Capone died, right?
Something like that. Can you
Yeah.
treat syphilis and have it go away?
You can now. You can get a nice little antibiotic cocktail.
There you go, Sherm.
Sherm, how did you know that?
Are you sitting here fist bump?
Yeah.
Friends have told me.
Yeah, friends of
You ever
friends.
not drink and people are like, why aren't you drinking? You're like, oh, I'm just going for a week sober. I can do that. Another real reason. Shut up. Move on. Talk about someone else.
Oh, the chlamydia joke. Hey, good news. You got chlamydia. Oh, but for real, let's talk for a second. Let's
Yeah.
slow down.
Yeah, let's sit down
for
for a
real
minute.
though. This could have been worse. Herpes is out there. Yeah, ASU. Oh,
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
only, it's the only
had
school I've
trouble.
heard of where they know they have hot girls, so they have like the Tempe 12, where they
another
vote.
chart.
They vote every single year on who the 12 hottest girls are, and then they come out with a calendar or something like that. This what we're talking about is the reason why I did not go to ASU.
they're just casual models. They're just women that could be like tops in the world, and they got like fucking campus jobs.
Yeah, you'll just go to like a local Target and they'll be working by the register and you're just like, what the
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like America's Sweden.
And that's probably all they get is those tank tops right there.
Who the fuck are these bitches? They're so hot. They make me mad. They're not even doing anything.
And their football team's good now.
God, look at these dorks behind him. I can't even just look at them. That guy's looking away because of their beauty.
It's too much.
He's just trying to lean
in the
in.
back who's got the eyes locked on the camera.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, we know we got it. We know what you're doing.
He's getting after it right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hot girls in ASU. Shout out them.
What's been
Where'd you go?
Nebraska.
Oh, yeah. That must be cool. That must
Yeah.
just be hard drinking.
Oh,
Or you're saying-
the hardest drinking. A lot of white boys. I grew up in small town Missouri, so when leveled up to Nebraska, I'm getting all the guys from California and Texas be like, yo, this place sucks. I'm like, what are you talking about? This place rips. Just
It's a big
because I grew
city.
up. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? This place rips. Just knowing I grew up in like small town Missouri. I'm like, there's chicks everywhere, dude.
Where's
Chicks
it?
Like,
Like,
yo,
everywhere.
come on, what are you
There's chicks-
talking
there's
about,
more
man?
than 3.
We got to get back to Dallas. Like, bro.
There's a Chinese restaurant in this town.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's a restaurant, not just a buffet.
The buffet's more nice, though.
Buffets always hit, especially when you're
Where's
trying to gain
Nebraska,
weight.
Lincoln?
Lincoln, yeah.
Dude, I went to a Missouri, Montana opening week. My friend worked there in catering. She's like, I'll get you into some like tailgates and shit. Like, so I was like, I'm going to make Jello shots. I got to bring some to the party. So I made 250 Jello shots and I just walked through the Grizz like opening day tailgates. And the people that would just turn, the people that were into Jello shots, they were just walking along like, no! Yes, what are these? And I'm like, we were just like making up shit. Like, what's this for? I'm like, raise awareness for the whales. I'm like, okay.
Fuck yeah, I'll take those.
And then we just go on to the next thing. Like, I need a Grizz war. And someone's like, I won't do that. I'm like, then you don't get one. And someone's like, roar. I'm like, all right, you get it. Let's go.
This guy's in.
I tried to go into an official one. We got chased out because like you can't pass out alcoholic drinks where we sell alcohol on campus. I just told that aloud. It was like lame, whatever. But we left. It was so fun.
And this is out in Montana?
Yeah.
That's
Which is
awesome.
wild. It's like I didn't know Montana was like that.
It's got like 2 months of warm and it's the best.
Yeah, we'll
And
be out in
then
Montana a couple
that was one
months.
of them.
Montana, I don't know if they
They always win like
party score or
Division
not.
2. They're always right there in Division 2.
They're actually
They're
pretty
clean
good.
with it.
They party?
Clean with it.
No, their football team's good.
Oh, are they really?
Best of the
there's-
worst.
This one's the one in Bozeman, right? The one in Billings is the one that's not
No, this is
good.
Missoula.
Isn't that
Isn't it Bozeman?
No, I think I think
don't know.
Missoula's far.
because when we were in Montana, we passed, I think, this school, and like Bozeman, the west is Bozeman, Billings is the east, and it's more plains.
maybe a Montana State.
How important is this?
He said, "How important is this?"
Yeah, like how
How
what,
important
what,
is
what,
it?
what the hell am I
Colleges.
trying
Oh,
to
that's
die on
Montana
right
State.
now?
That's Montana
You
State.
see how flat it is?
Yeah, that's a different college.
Different college. Find out where we got to find out now. For whatever reason, I gotta.
Montana Grizz, yeah. It's definitely Missoula because I went there and I know it. But, but
Yeah. He's right.
Yeah,
he was right.
He was right. Who would have thought,
I mean,
man?
there
Hey,
was
shout
not
out.
even a question in my
You
mind.
and
I
geography.
pictured being there and I went there.
Like,
so.
all right, let's not be mean to these guys. They're a little slower.
I love when someone's like, oh, you're right. You're
First
like,
time
I
meeting
know.
Joe.
Outside of Arizona State, what was the best campus you went through?
Outside, Maryland ruled. Such a big rolling campus. But that NYU kids, they're fucking and blowing the streets. They're in like a college, like in a city. That's a wild upbringing.
That'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
That would be terrifying to do that.
What's a good like campus? I like the rolling greens, like
Yeah.
the real quads.
Yeah, like Michigan.
Michigan, yeah, for sure.
Michigan's got a beautiful campus.
Notre Dame's got a nice campus.
Notre Dame does. Yeah.
It's one that you appreciate because of the tradition.
Yeah.
But right outside of that campus is
it's
absolutely
it's
nothing.
similar
South
to
Bend
similar
is
to Baton
crazy.
Rouge, similar to LSU.
The
Campus is outstanding.
You party down
gotta
at
get outside,
LSU?
you're like, oh.
Never been to LSU, never been to that campus.
Tiger
Texas
Land
has great tailgates.
Yeah,
UT,
Texas
for
gets
sure.
after it.
Mhm.
Could you guys party if you were on the road at a school and you wasn't a bus back? Could you stay there that night and party
No.
in school?
You're
Oh,
flying
always
out.
leave.
Yeah, you're
Oh.
flying out that day.
You literally,
yeah.
as soon as the game's over, you pack up your stuff. take a shower,
damn!
and
It would have
you're
been like,
gone.
well, while we're here, we're done with work.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we should really hang in that
The
town.
best, the bowl games though. The bowl games, you go, you practice for the week, and then after the game, it's like, okay, buses leave at 9 a.m. No one be late because the season's over. No one really cares.
So then, like, oh right,
Yeah, it's like
You're
do
done.
what you want
Yeah.
out there. Like we played in the Sugar Bowl one year
yeah.
down in New Orleans, and that was the best. So much fun. Threw up on a guy's bike right in front of him. Felt terrible. It was awesome, man. It was a really good time.
Hey, tell me, I have a theory that the preseason Maui at NIT for like the Maui Invitation for basketball,
Mm-hmm.
there's always upsets. And my theory is because they're out there surfing all day and they're not in game ready, in like game head ready.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How many basketball players do you think are in the water surfing?
Or just being on the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Better,
surfing
closer,
is a bad.
warmer.
Surfing was a bad. surfing is the wrong
might not be
thing.
the one.
Surfing is the wrong thing.
In him asking us on how much college basketball
We don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But if you're an athlete,
But you had a
yeah,
nice zinger back to him, like,
Yeah, it
hey,
wasn't
how
a
the guy,
zing.
like,
Think
okay,
about
he knows
this.
what he's
You know what?
talking about.
I'm moving Montana to Bislick. Let's go. Yeah.
That's right.
What's been your favorite comedy tour with the group you're with?
I don't know. Not really with crew. I just take different openers, different like good comics from New York. People
Give
wanna
us your
hang out
top
with.
3 openers.
Joe List opened for me once, right after Louis got canceled, and he was back on the market. It was nice. It was like he's become available for like 3 months.
Like, hey, brother, I know they won't touch you. I'll
Yeah,
touch you.
Adrian
Come with me.
Appalucci's fun. Colin Tyrrell gets after it with booze. He's fun. Yeah, he's gonna be with me in Denver. Yeah, every time he's like, those guys are like, no, I'm going sober now. And you're like, okay. And then like by the end of the night, though, we're gonna be drinking
Yeah.
for sure. That's Colin.
Knowing all the drinking and drugs that you've done, have you ever had the sober moments
Where I'm like, I can't do it.
where you're like, hey, I'm gonna turn the tide here?
Yeah, I did
gonna
try
turn the
January
page.
last year. Not
And you
this
did
one.
it.
It was great, but like, I thought about it this time. Obviously, I didn't do it again. I thought about it this time, and I was like, no, I think I'm gonna go do one of those Rogan episodes in the middle of January. So I'll definitely be drinking that. I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna just drink every day instead. so it's been worse than ever. But I do, and, whatever. You feel good, but
Yeah,
you feel
yeah.
lame.
One dry January throughout your career.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's plenty.
Got it done.
You guys
it's like,
ever
it's like
do
doing
it?
a 5K.
You ever clean up?
Yeah, I mean, I said to you, like,
You
since
can't.
literally since
Up until
June.
this last month, like after Beer Olympics, I basically used my old man because my old man's been sober now for like 7 months, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it in solidarity with my dad. But I did a case race not too long ago,
Okay.
Yeah, he did the
and I had a few out
weekend
there in
after.
New Orleans, but we never hit Bourbon Street like that. We never hit
No.
Bourbon Street.
It's trash. Bourbon Street's trash. There's other places to go in New Orleans.
See, listen,
It's refreshing to hear that.
so we just got back from New Orleans literally yesterday.
Because everybody's like,
Yesterday we
oh,
just
I
got
love
back.
Adam Devine's like, this is the greatest city in the world. I'm like, man, is it?
But not there. It's like Austin. It's like here too. Broadway after a while sucks. You got to go somewhere
Yeah.
cool.
You got to spend a
Yes.
couple weeks on Broadway though when you first get there.
Yeah, for
when
sure.
You first get here, you gotta immerse in that, and then
You got to be
finally start
shoulder to
chipping away.
shoulder, trying to get in the
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah. Then you
Hey,
start
you know
finding like
somebody-
the 5 spots in the East. He starts finding like the fun.
I went
little
there last
spots.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where'd you go last night?
5 spot.
5 spots, like this little.
Oh, Five
this
Spot. That's
little
what it's
bar.
called.
Yeah, out in East Nashville. Little
Yeah.
jazz bar. They have what jazz on Mondays. Yeah. it's
Yeah,
nice.
East is pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
nice
Austin is
East
too. You
too.
got to get away from that downtown area. Then it's like not bad.
Mhm.
You
It's
realize
still
what people are
fun
saying.
though. Every once in a while to get down there.
Of
and
all
have-
the downtowns, Nashville might have the best one.
Yeah.
Of all the
Yeah.
this is just for tourists.
It's
it
good
might be the
walking.
best one here.
It's a good walking area too. It's fun, but yeah, the drinking thing.
Okay, let's for science. I want you to try a Barocca 2 days in a row, and then drink, and then the Barocca the next day.
I'll do that for Beer Olympics.
Okay.
I promise you. I
Okay.
will do it for
And
Beer
report
Olympics.
back for
You're gonna be
science.
my first call. I'm like,
Okay.
dude, you were right, or hey, brother, I feel like shit.
Okay.
Well, he'll know.
Either way.
He'll know the next day because he'll be out there with.
That's
he'll be
right.
out
Oh,
there
yeah,
with
that's
us.
right.
Do you want to commit to Beer Olympics right now?
When is it?
June.
It'll be in June. It's usually later June, right? Oh, I guess we've kind of moved
Yeah.
it. We've moved it both times. It can be up in the air. Are your tour dates and schedule pretty set for the
I'm
year?
about to go like sell all my shit and go backpacking in June at some point. I don't
Sell
know.
all your shit and go backpack.
Yeah. South America, Southeast Asia, just for like a year.
Really?
shit.
Yeah. But like if I'm still here for that, 1,000% I want to do it.
Yeah.
So would you say?
But it's like right on the line of it when
would
you
you
do
say
it.
if you're advising us to do it and we want you a part of it, maybe the first half of June?
Yeah, the first week of June would really go well with me.
Now, if
being
you're thinking
there.
about getting football players, though, OTAs doesn't end until the middle of June.
That's always been our-
why.
that's always
OTAs
been our
end in
issue.
the middle of June.
It ends in the middle of July. June 15th is always a good marker for you to be like, okay, that's when we can kind of start looking at dates. Back half of June.
Yeah.
We could do before OTAs. I mean, that would be, we literally have to plan it now. Fucking be like, April,
Late May,
April
you're
10th.
saying? Late May?
Yeah.
When did OTAs start?
April 20th is
Oh,
usually a
fuck.
good, it's funny
No
because
way.
the 420 is the first day you can get tested.
Yeah.
That's usually the first
So like do
day
the
you-
test in the morning. Come on. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Do that test.
Yeah.
He does have a show on the 18th of June.
18th just in Anchorage. That's when I'm starting the trip.
Oh, dude, you can make it back from Anchorage, Alaska.
But that's when I'm starting my trip from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're out, dude.
I'm out.
Well, I want you in,
Unless
but
I
sounds
push
like
it.
you're-
There's an outside chance I push to like July or August.
Well, no, we could do like the 15th or
Yeah, do
16th.
July 1, dude.
What?
Do July 1.
So I could be here for this.
July 1 would be great. That would be a good time to do it.
Yeah. It's the month of independence.
I love how we're telling him how to tour.
Yeah. Just met him 15 minutes ago. Going on tour.
Oh, I want to throw up on your lawn.
But this is another reason why.
yeah.
This is
You'd be
another
right there
reason-
next to me. Last year, I like couldn't stand up.
Your tour dates is a reason why we do it on weekdays.
So people can like,
So people can
comics
come
can
and
do
do
it.
it.
Comics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like comics, anybody who's in the entertainment, they're traveling Thursday through Sunday.
Oh yeah. Whenever I have a barbecue on my deck, it's always like Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
that's the
no
time
one's
to get it
here.
done. Exactly.
Also, like, oh yeah, I got a little deck. It's great. Also, like, and we live like fucking animals in New York. I have a deck this big from you to you, and everyone's like, "Wow, that's
shit.
so great."
Yeah, life's pretty good
That
right
is
now. Life's pretty good
hilarious.
right now.
Do you think you're gonna be in New York forever?
No,
Do you
I'll
wanna
probably
be?
move. I'll
Yeah.
probably move. I lived in LA for a long time. It was fun, but it was like I just kind of want new shit, new restaurants, and new people.
Yeah.
You know?
You thinking about going to Austin?
No, it's It's trash. The vibe is trash.
The
The
vibe's
comics
trash?
are cool, but it's Bachelorette Town. It's this worse.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's basically this.
Yeah, everyone would tell me before I went to Austin, they're like, "Hey, have you been to Austin?" I'm like, no. They're like, if you like Nashville, you're gonna love Austin. It's swampier.
It's
hotter.
It's hotter for
It's
sure.
hotter for sure. I'm a big temperature guy.
I mean,
It
both
wasn't-
have music. I mean, it's real similar. The trash, like 35-year-old bachelorette party with like smoke and lasers in a bar that has 7 people in it. It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is garbage.
Yeah.
But that's just the downtown. There's cooler areas.
Yeah,
gotta focus on
Austin
positive.
watching. That's just the
Dude,
downtown.
Nashville's a great area. You
Yeah,
can get land out here. You can move out here.
That's
No
what they all
state
say.
income tax.
that's pretty key.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's pretty key.
It's a fun
You know
little
what'll
spot.
get him? We're gonna have to.
They-
We're gonna have to lock Shane in. We get Shane.
Shane's in
then
Nashville.
then we can
But
fully
Shane-
peer pressure him.
you
Go
know
full court press.
Shane's will be like, "Oh, bros, I'm in, bros. Chill, we're gonna bro down so hard." And then like 3 weeks before, we'll be like, "Hey, bro, you know the bag. The
Yeah,
bag,
Bud Light just got me.
I got these commercials to shoot."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's crazy. They pop up commercials a week before a thing.
Then we don't text him back within 5 minutes. I
Yeah.
knew you guys would change up on me.
Oh, he always does that.
Yeah.
What happened, man? What's wrong with you today?
The only time-
Nothing's
yeah.
wrong with me, Sean. I just got here.
You ever
Yeah.
don't answer my phone call again, bro? I knew you'd go Hollywood on me.
Yeah, but Nashville, dude, you got to move. to
Yeah,
Nashville.
whenever they try to get me to move to Austin, they tried nonstop, and it's like, no, they're like, the food's great. I'm like, bro, I live in New York. You're crazy.
That
and they're
what's
like,
that Terry
stand up.
Black's? That's
Whatever.
probably people in Austin right now are like Terry
Yeah,
Black's.
Yeah, that's
all right,
one
barbecue,
place. It's
man.
fine. It's great, but it's like, relax. It's one place.
If you could eat one food, the rest of this is a hard hitting question.
Yeah.
One genre of food, the rest of your life, what is it?
Pussy. Every day.
Nice,
You got to
nice.
fill up on that.
You're a
shit.
giver.
It's an obvious, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I'm glad
So
you
ready.
asked.
So
I'm glad you
ready.
asked. This is what my presidential campaign was all about. Eat more pussy. Yeah.
pussy.
Lick those titties. I don't know how far I would have gotten in the primaries, but I would have got a small, loyal group of followers.
Trump would have been like, that guy's not half bad, but the rest of them, the rest
get
of them
him on my
suck.
staff.
Yeah. This guy's funny. I like this guy.
Unless he did it at that at one of his
The roast. Oh, not the roast. The
Yeah, what the fuck was that called?
I know. Rally.
But was it a rally that he did?
His
That
presidential
Tony- that
rally.
Tony went?
Yeah,
That
Tony-
Oh, yeah, one of the
He's
rallies.
like, don't know him, don't want to know him.
Yeah. What a
Right.
sellout that Trump
Dude,
is.
we,
Come
uh,
on, man. You know this guy's supporting you.
We
He's going to cut
interviewed-
his legs out.
We interviewed Trump, and we're like, "So tell us, do you like Shane's impression of you?" And he's like, "I don't." And we're like,
Bullshit.
you
I
Bullshit.
know, bro.
"He
I
would
know.
100% know."
Who wouldn't have shown it to you?
Yes,
you know,
Which
exactly.
staffer would go,
And-
actually, I'm not going to show this
I
to
heard
you?
And
he
one of
might
his
do a good
staffers was
job.
telling us, they're like, yeah, he's always on the plane, like scrolling Instagram, scrolling whatever.
You're searching your name
shows
all
it.
the time. There's
All
no
the
way you
time.
don't come
No
across Shane's
doubt.
impression.
No doubt.
We felt the same thing. We're like, yo,
I
you
know.
seen Shane's impression?
And
I've
then
heard he does
I
pretty good,
I
maybe.
kind of tried to double down. I was like, he does a great impression of you. It's very funny. He goes, I've heard great. I've heard great things. It's literally verbatim what he said.
You got the only way to get with Trump is you got to like challenge him. You got to be
Yeah.
like, they'll be like, oh, he's better than you are.
He's like,
Yeah. And then have him like, no, he's not. I legitimately, like, Trump is in that world now a little bit, and he has been too frightened to go on Kill Tony. Like, Tony wants him on there, and he's legitimately frightened. He's like a scared baby.
wait,
who
Trump.
won't go
Oh,
on.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Clip this.
pussy, maybe. You might call him a pussy. I
Yeah.
wouldn't because he's the president. I have respect for it, but some people call him a
Yeah,
pussy
some
for
people-
not
Because
going
he's
on
not going to
Tony.
kill Tony.
It's obvious to do it. Everyone's done it. I don't know why I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
why wouldn't he
except
go
like,
on that?
right?
Why
Yeah,
wouldn't-
because
why
he's
would
not the man
go
he
on
claims
that?
to be.
Yeah.
Got to get Rogan
Especially
to
when
call
you
him.
got all
Yeah.
the boys up there. You got who is it? Adam
Ray.
Biden, Adam Ray.
Oh yeah, let him
Obviously
fight.
Shane
Let him
would
fight
be
the real
there.
Biden.
Yeah.
No doubt. And honestly, there's a perfect bit of like he's him, and then Shane comes out as him, and then Trump gets to knock himself out.
Maybe they both fucking beat the shit out of Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them gets on all
Or
fours.
Adam
and
Ray
one of
just takes both of them down.
Yeah. Double X one.
them, one of them gets on all fours. The other one tabletops him over him.
A little donkey shove.
falling around.
Yeah, have some respect for
There you
your
go. We
elders.
just did a whole entire show. That's like that broke the internet just now. If that ever came to life, what we just said.
Yeah. Why doesn't he do that?
It's because
Yeah.
he's fucking yeah, and he was dodging it before he was dodging bullets, so it's not about that. I'll have security. Rogan has a lot of Mossad agents there.
God, yeah. His
No,
security
legitimately,
was
I think
insane.
he's afraid to look bad, and it's a thing you got to stay in the moment, and he's just not really good at that.
I love it. You're saying all the right things. You're saying all the right things to get his ass on. We wrap this episode to bring you Kevin's Natural Foods. If you haven't tried Kevin's Natural Foods, you're missing out. I love the cilantro. Is it cilantro chicken? No, over there, dude. Cilantro lime chicken, dude. They have teriyaki chicken, dude. The way they package this stuff, it's incredible. You
Hey,
put it in there.
I
it's
promise you, the
unbelievable.
2 heaters are actually displayed right here. It's a Thai coconut chicken and the Korean barbecue style chicken.
Thank you, Will Compton.
There's also an orange chicken. There's also General Tso's chicken.
General Tso's is such a heater, dude. And a piece of nostalgia. This podcast was actually birthed over General Tso's chicken.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
beautiful? If you want delicious protein-packed meal on the table in 5 minutes, Kevin Natural Foods heat and serve entries are perfect. These clean, nutritious meals taste like something you'd get at a restaurant. Kevin's entrees include fully cooked beef or chicken and incredible sauces. So all you need to do is heat and eat. Plus, they're free from refined sugar and gluten-free, making them the perfect choice for anyone looking to fuel without sacrificing flavor. Skip the greasy takeout and grab Kevin's Natural Foods instead. It's the perfect mealtime hack when you're too busy to cook and want healthy food. Honestly, it is faster than takeout too. Kick off 2025 with Kevin's and make it your healthiest and tastiest year yet. Look for Kevin's Natural Foods in the refrigerated section at your local grocery store. Let's get back to this episode. I might be talking out of my ass right now, but are you a big conspiracy guy? You like the conspiracies?
I like the ones that are retarded.
Like lizard people?
Lizard people, the
Bigfoot?
birds are not real.
Birds are not real.
Birds
is
are
a
not real are my
crazy
favorites.
one. Would
But how do they get charged? The wires. The wires charge them.
so you're into that,
I love it.
God.
QAnon rules. It's the best.
dude? There's nothing.
Everything QAnon says is worth fucking writing fan fiction for.
That's awesome. I don't know what QAnon is,
How do they
but
get
I
charged?
fucking
The
I mess
wires.
with it. Charging the wires is actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I
that's
wanna
why
watch
they on
videos.
there
I
otherwise.
don't think
Real?
I've ever came across that conspiracy.
No, but the lizard people think the Denver airport thing.
Denver Airport. Every time I
Yeah.
pass that mural, you're just like, "What? Why would you have this here?"
And then when you're driving
Hiding
to
in plain
Denver, everywhere you got to drive, you're just like, there's definitely some shit out here.
Oh yeah,
In between Denver and
Yeah,
the airport.
like
yeah,
all
you
the
just see on
land.
the horizon a skyline. You're like, I guess we're driving there, and then the whole way.
The Pyramid of Antarctica.
Well, you didn't know about this.
No,
There's a pyramid in Antarctica.
it stands to reason.
I actually don't know anything about that.
I just blew my mind too, just reading it out loud.
Just crazy. There is something about getting a little banged up, getting
Yeah.
on that phone and going down a nice little rabbit hole of different conspiracies.
Sometimes the QAnon ones are like, they're dumb. It's fun to like play along, but some of them, like if you hear enough like of their support, you're like, yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
you like repeat it later to someone else. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
And
it
you're
was
like,
dumb.
oh.
My fault.
Yeah, you're right. Oh,
Yeah,
that one isn't real.
Yeah. The flat Earth, would that qualify as retarded to you?
that's one of the retarded ones.
Yeah.
But like I went to Cuba. Me and Bobby Kelly went to Cuba, and we like learning about Cuban history and the Bay of Pigs and all that stuff. I didn't really know about any of it. And they were like, Kennedy went against. I was telling my mom all this. Kennedy went against the CIA and the military because they like told him he'd have an easy time taking over Cuba, and then it was hard. He got bad intel, and he like talked about them publicly. And that's one of the reasons they say like the CIA may have killed Kennedy.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, Ari, stop. And I'm like,
We're at
"Oh, I don't
Thanksgiving.
know.
We're trying
I
to have a good meal."
I just sent it into like it's real. Is it
Dude,
not?
all those files getting released. I don't know when they do it. There's an executive order that was signed like 2 weeks ago for those to get
You
released.
think it's gonna get released?
Why, if the
Didn't-
executive
didn't
If
order-
you had to bet
didn't he
all your
come-
money on
didn't he come
released
and
or
say-
not released, fully released or not fully released.
So my
Not fully,
dumb,
because didn't Trump say like, there's a little too much. I don't think the people are ready for it.
he said that a while back. I think he said that
Yeah.
in his first administration. This one, he signed an executive order
saying
saying, I am releasing all the files on RFK, JFK, and Martin Luther King. And that was his first day in office.
He could sign that, but it's still not.
And he
come to-
he takes the Sharpie. He goes, make sure Bobby gets this, like RFK Jr., friend of the show.
Oh.
Yeah. So he signed an executive order. And in my dumb American brain, I'm like, well, he signed the order. It has to happen, right? But then I'm hearing about all these things getting blocked. I'm like, okay, so what can you do
Because
and
they
not
sue
do?
back on like
I don't
people like, a
fucking
chance to do a
know.
lawsuit.
I
When
don't.
Rogan was pressing him on it, like, how much did you read? He goes, plenty. He goes, but how much? He goes, I read plenty. He goes, half, more than
Right,
half, less than. He
right.
goes, about half. But he said he couldn't release it before because people were still alive on the Rogan
That's
episode.
right. That's
which
right.
means something's up.
Something's happened.
You don't be like, oh yeah, I did the autopsy. It was like one gunshot.
Ain't no
And
way
I'm
it was
still
one
alive.
gunshot.
Yeah, so like then why what do you mean someone's alive? If it was all in the up and up, it wouldn't matter.
Right. Yeah, that I would really love to know.
I'd love to know
about
that one.
I'd love to know about if the moon landing was real.
That
all
one
those
would be
things.
nice.
That like, I mean, I didn't the Martin Luther King thing. I didn't even know there was conspiracy behind that.
He's not a real guy. They made him up. It's not even like if you talk to anyone from the 60s, they were like, no, that
Who?
came later in the 70s or 80s. Anyone from the 60s was like that's we didn't
Guy's
hear
not
about that. Yeah.
Guy's not real.
Martin Luther King's not real.
Yeah.
That was the first junior because they was like, oh, there already is a Martin Luther King, and it's like call him Junior.
call him.
Yeah, and so then it's like so it like passed the test.
So if you had to say right now who did it to JFK, who do you think did it? Government?
Ooh.
Mafia?
All right, the government, mafia, and then which part of the government? It's a military, CIA. I think they all met and they said, let's. There couldn't have been like 9/11, like let it happen, but we're not doing it. That's what they say for 9/11.
Have you
right?
seen Loose Change? It's an old.
No, but as a Jew, I'm interested.
Okay.
What? What?
Let's elaborate
The
on
fuck
that.
are you laughing at?
Yeah, so Loose Change is like a video, like an old YouTube video that came out that I was
yeah.
explaining why it's all an undercover job.
Yeah.
Why everything, like, people were told not to go in some days. You can see like detonations going off, like a floor below as it's
Yeah,
coming
yeah, yeah.
down, all the things. It's just,
and you
it's,
don't know what's real and what's not. Like,
yeah, I never want to say like I believe this because I don't know what I believe, but it's so much fun to look into.
it's just also like something's up.
Yeah.
Something's
Whenever they go, what
Something's
happened to Tower
always up.
7? I'm like, that one always gets me.
But
Tower 7.
To elaborate
really
on
know
something's
enough.
up, like, do we really want to know?
Yeah,
Do you really want to know all of the fucked up things that we've done?
you're right. It's too close.
Too
JFK,
close.
it's long enough.
I feel like
I'm
we've
like,
gone far
I just
enough
want to
away.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
do we control the weather? Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
Like, do we want to know?
The Jews?
Yeah.
Really?
It's Taylor. We talk about. Do we want to know? I don't know if he
Interesting.
wants
Why do you
everyone
think it
else
was
to know.
70 today?
It's nice.
Nashville,
You
February.
decided.
You're welcome. That's all I want is a thank you occasionally.
Yeah.
God, a little niceness goes a long way. Chat more flies with honey.
See, Texas.
Yeah, I would love to know who did it. I mean, the mafia was because of Cuba, because they had money there. I think it was the CIA. If I had to guess anybody, it was the CIA training that guy, or maybe doing the fucking mind altering shit.
Yeah.
I have no clue. But what do you think?
I truly have no idea. There was another video coming out not too long ago where they talked about, oh, check out the bullet, the way the bullet went. People are like, oh, that's AI. And I'm like, well, fuck.
Oh, yeah. Now you can't trust anything.
Yeah, now you can't
it's
trust
fucked up
anything.
because I did see a video of the driver of the car turning around and shooting something, and I was like, "Oh fuck," because he does see the back of his head go out, but
Yeah.
it might be AI. I don't fucking know.
My buddy Ryan O'Neill says it was actually, if you look at the video closely, it was Jackie, because she gets in there and gets him, and then just puts one in his,
I
'cause she
always
goes
knew
for him, and
she
then
was too well dressed.
yeah, he goes.
she
If
was
you
too
look
well
at the
dressed to
video,
be
she
fucking
dives
around.
right at him, and you can't see her other hand. And then he goes up.
Dude,
She was too well dressed. Yeah, she was wearing a celebration dress already.
She was always
Something's
Already,
up.
right.
yeah,
Right.
something's up.
It
Something
all-
about well-dressed people.
Look at the money train.
Mm-hmm.
There was a clip. I know Alex Jones has said some crazy things, but
No, that guy's on. He's fine.
but they had a
He said, I know Alex
basically-
Jones said some crazy things.
they had a release of an audio recording of ex-CIA, I believe, that just came about, that they were saying the orders came from Lyndon B. Johnson
To kill Kennedy.
to kill Kennedy.
Wow. To take over. He took over for him.
He did.
Okay. Because they probably talked to the vice president, like, will you support the opposite of this if anything were to happen? And he was like, loud and clear, yes, I will change
Holy shit.
our stance on this. Yeah, I can see the military, because the military, Kennedy's like a peacenik, right? Or was?
He was.
Yeah, so the military's like, we need war. What are you doing?
Alex Jones is such an interesting person. Like the first Rogan episode I ever watched was episode 9/11 with Alex Jones. I had like 4 or 5 friends hit me and be like, "You should watch this," because we were all kind of diving into conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, I'm like, "This is fucking crazy." The whole Pizzagate thing, the emails, all that stuff started happening. And then he gets sued for custody of his kids. He's talking about I ate chili that day, and I was like kind of getting lost. And then the Trump assassination happened. He's like, "I called that." But it's like, did you call that, or did you just say a whole bunch of things and one happened to hit?
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Rogan used to always
know.
say like 1 out of 10 things he said was like accurate. 9 out of 10 was wild. Before he was like called him right wing or anything. He was just like, he's crazy. Like that one actually might be true.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he just got too close on the true one to somebody who's important. And they
You
said
know who
like,
gets-
let's paint him as an
you know who
alt-right
gets
guy and
close?
get rid of him.
Get him out of
You
here.
know who gets close is the Simpsons.
Don't get close. They do.
Oh, predicting stuff.
Like
that's
predicting
incredible.
shit. Like a long time ago.
They've been around for so long. They just keep.
I think they called Trump becoming president. They called 9/11.
They called 9/11.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, I don't
Pull
remember
it up,
that
dude.
episode.
No way.
Hey, pull that
it
one.
up. I'm telling you. My wife's a big Simpsons person.
Predicts 9/11. 13.
Oh, this is where the numbers game gets involved.
Oh.
See, I always get fucked up with the numbers.
Yeah.
I always get messed up with the numbers.
You can now see the date.
Just
now.
flip the image.
Oh my God. That's it.
I thought there was one with a poster as well.
That's
It was
it.
like coming soon.
That's the one I've seen.
I mean,
Yeah.
why wouldn't they just do 9 and
Pull
11?
that one up so I don't.
Why would they
I
make
don't
it?
know.
9. Ooh, interesting. 9/11. Oh, snap.
Huh?
Oh, well, now that is interesting.
See
That
that?
looks
Okay,
like
good.
it.
I'm glad because the last one I was like, hey, you boys got to help me out back there because I know there was
The last one was
Yeah,
misinformation to drive us off the road.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah. So fucking who? The Simpsons. What do they know?
What? Yeah. Who's
What
telling
do they
them?
know?
They must have been at that Diddy party.
You know who does animation better than anybody else is the South Park guys. They don't call things, but they're basically their recap of the year that
Of
they've done the last
everything.
4 or 5 years have been incredible.
The specials are just so great.
Unbelievable, man.
The one about the influencers,
The
So
influencers-
funny.
not made for kids, whatever is not suitable for children.
Yeah.
It was just like, it's just like they bid on influence. Like, we're going to own you. Who wants to own you? Either Pfizer, the Russian military, whatever,
Yeah.
the woke left.
So good, dude. That's just outstanding creativity.
Yeah.
Post COVID.
Is that a new one?
Is this coming out soon?
That one's already.
This one's already out.
Oh.
Okay.
The return of
I
COVID.
gotta watch
Yeah, they
that
rule.
right there.
That's when you just get high and just sit there and just like that. Sometimes it makes me stop halfway through. I'm like, this is so fucking deep. Like you're laughing. And you're like, wait,
Why am I laughing so hard?
this is
about
all
that?
accurate.
Yeah.
It's
The Ozempic one was so funny.
Ozempic was the
Hilarious.
best.
Oh, that was hilarious.
when was it Stan? No, Randy Marsh, who's getting in with all the moms trying to get the Ozempic
Yeah.
as well.
Getting
They're
ripped.
doing heists, just trying to get it all done.
Yeah, trying to steal the
Bro, so funny. Because it's the perfect show because you can watch a show and just laugh and have a good time with it. But if you put any thought into what they're talking about, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
They're really
Yeah, the goofy
they're
parts are
really
goofy,
pinning-
and then the
Yeah.
smart parts are really smart. And they take every side of every angle,
Right,
of every issue.
right.
I do love it, man. I do
Randy's
love
the best character in
it.
television.
By far.
Yeah.
He is incredible.
You
In
really-
television, I'm
just-
not willing to put a flag down on that, but
Who's he
might
better than?
be-
Oh, you like
I
Bill
don't know.
Cosby?
I don't,
Well, I'm sorry.
I was a
I'm
fan of the
sorry.
Cosby Show.
Fair.
Yeah.
Everybody did watch.
Everybody did watch
I
that.
mean,
show.
Stan's performance in the Little League Baseball, where he's fighting the parents.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
And all the
That
kids are
shit-
trying to
and they're
get last.
lose.
Yeah, they're trying to lose just so they
Trying
can
to
go
lose.
home. They end up winning the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might be. I just am afraid to plant my flag on that, and then like an hour later, be like, "Oh, this fucking character was incredible."
Oh my god. The best. I was at a UFC with Alex Jones once and Joey Diaz, and this is before people like ostracized him, and but he's fun and a lunatic, and Diaz gave him a cookie, like a homemade cookie, and he's like, "What's in the cookie?" And Joey just goes, "Eat the fucking cookie." He's like, "Okay," and then like an hour later, it's Alex Jones just fucking gacked out at a UFC, just like
God.
you thought he was paranoid before. It was on another level of what was going on.
Yo, how hard does Joey go?
He goes as far as you can go. He goes all the way. He's dosed me so many times. Putting a different dosage sticker over the dosage sticker on an edible. And then you ever have something happen that kind of
That's
nags
so-
at you a
that's
little,
so
but you can't
funny.
quite put a finger on it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I remember eating a 25 milligram edible, and then it was like something's and then it was like you look at 25 and it's like that, just off a little, and I was like, wait a minute on the wrapper. And I'm like, no, Joey, 250. Come on.
250. 250.
That's so much. I was going for it at 25.
That is fucking crazy. I would probably die.
Yeah, and then you're just
I
like,
don't even know
oh,
what
it's about
250 would
it's
feel
about to
like.
happen.
Like 25, I'm like, shit, this is gonna be a wild ride.
Dude, I've never even done a 25. I'll do fives. And
So I'm saying I'll do like
Fives are
5 and
nice.
10.
Fives are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fives are just like, hey, let's have a nice little evening. Change a couple channels in the brain.
Yeah.
I think 250. Or
Bring the
reroute whole
personality to
system.
life.
Yeah. Or
Get a little
don't, or
hungry,
just
yeah.
like kind of zone on your phone
Yeah.
for 3 hours,
Yeah.
whatever.
I used to
But
do 30s for
250, you call the
UFCs.
police.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was just like, but I knew what happened. So it was like, fuck, you just got to ride it out. He left me eventually. He's
He
like, "You're-"
leaves you.
Yeah, he's like, you're all fucked up.
Yeah, Segura was
Those are
talking
the
about
when
how
you're on your way
he's been
Yeah.
drugged by Diaz as well.
Yeah.
I think he's the only guy to drug people, and like people
And
laugh
get away
about
with
it
it.
after.
Yeah, it's endearing with him. Look at his face. That's a drugger.
That's a drugger right there.
Yeah, that's someone who's bad for the
You got to get him
community.
back. You got to.
Yo, I like the playbook. You do 30 for UFC fights.
30 for UFC fights. We used to do these breath strips that were so small you could half. It was like 50 each. Half was like about right.
Then walk out the tunnel.
Yeah, John Jones was like 2 of them. I'm like, no, what are you doing? He's like, buddy, I'm fine. Yeah, but then we'd be in there like it'd be like 4th round. I'm like, is this like tied? And they're like, no, one guy's
Is this
pummeling
like
the other guy.
tied?
Like they both seem like they're trying. I don't know.
They both seem like they're trying.
They're both doing their best.
That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, you get gone. I'll fall asleep at UFCs on those too. I'll just be passed out for a while. They'll laugh at me. And I'll like come back and be ready to party.
Let's see the stars that are out tonight. No, he's just,
Yeah.
somebody like Joey like picks up his arm to.
Waves his hand.
I've done acid at a UFC before, a couple of times.
What's acid like?
The UFC, it's wild because when you start breaking it down, and you're just like, this is just like the Coliseum. They're just like,
It really is like the Coliseum.
this is no different. I started thinking if Superman would come in, he'd be like, why break this up? Why are you all cheering? What's wrong with you? They're getting hurt.
They're getting hurt.
Yeah. No, they
the
say they had their own
moral
like
superior.
entrance songs, and it was like, this is just must have been like.
Acid was
Emperors.
one of those things. Like as a kid, you hear about people doing acid, then you'd be like, "Oh, this kid was skateboarding. He did an acid trip like 2 months ago, and he cracked his back, and he re-went into a trip." You're like, "I don't
Oh.
want that." You never heard that?
Yeah, like flashbacks.
Yeah, people have like flashback trips.
It wouldn't be like
Acid
a
was
full
always
other
a scary
trip,
thing to me.
but I never cracked my back.
Like
Acid is
you
clean.
know, like you pop a knuckle.
Bro,
Yeah, it
acid's clean.
releases.
Yeah, acid's clean. It's nice. It's electric. You don't get like this like you do on mushrooms. You're like, I just want to fucking stay here. On acid, you're like, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So acid's an upper.
You wake up, you're still up on a golf course at fucking sunup. And you're like, this rules. You just need a lighter for your joint.
Yeah, I don't know about acid. Ayahuasca's interesting.
It's way longer. Acid's way longer than mushrooms.
Mhm. Have you done ayahuasca?
Have you done ayahuasca?
Yeah, once in the Ecuador. I was down there.
How
in the
was that?
pandemic. Yeah, kind of blew. Couldn't get a boner. No, it was great. Nobody says it's bad. No one's
says
ever
it's
said it's bad. Yeah. No, it rules. It like gets you like to, it's just like, it's not even a drug. It's just like a different thing. It's just like that ayahuasca level of like, I'm not ayahuasca, the salvia shit where you're like kind of gone.
Yeah.
It's that, but
In a
like
different
more
dimension.
so. And you're just like, you just think clearly about yourself with
Really?
like no attachment to your side. So you can like really just judge like, oh, that guy's fucking up. You know how you judge your friends sometimes?
Yeah.
Like, I wish he'd stop doing that. It's bad for him. I wish he'd stop dating that fucking bad bitch.
Yeah.
But then you say that about that guy and like, wait, that guy's me. Oh, I should stop dating that bad bitch. I'm not like holding on to it.
So when you come to, do you still have those realizations?
Yeah, I spent 3 days just writing down notes of like everything you saw, just like all day long, just writing down notes before it
No
was gone.
way.
Yeah.
Then are you like talking to somebody like when you're
Just this
removed
guy
and
playing-
separated?
Oh,
Like when you're gone and thinking about all this stuff, like I'm not gonna judge myself. Are you like talking to somebody?
there's
Like is there like a therapist in the middle of this?
no. There's
trip?
one guy throwing like honeycomb or some wax shit on a fire, so it like makes shape so you can like see it. And then he's also like playing like a drum. He's just like, if he sees it kind of come out of it, he'll just keep doing this and getting you like rhythmic, and then you like get back into like gone again, and then you're just like, and then he stops and throws shit on the fire.
Jeez.
Yeah,
No
you just had. Sometimes
shit.
you're like gone for a while. Sometimes you're up and you like walk around, barf on the side.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
The
figure out how
puke.
like snakes and jaguars weren't getting in because it was like jungle. But then like I got up once
Are
and
we
I went to
gonna get
puke
killed?
and I saw like a veil like right outside the hut. You know, like huts with like stakes and like
Yeah.
thatch on top. And there was like a veil, and I was like, oh, what? And then I like went and it just kind of goes through it. I'm like, oh, but I could like see it, and I'm like, oh, this is stopping animals from getting in. Yeah,
We could die any minute.
It ruled.
That is fucking
That chick was
wild.
there. That one chick was there.
That's the guy right
that
there.
chick's a fake. She's a fake. The one on the right. They replaced her with another one. She had a purple flower. Yeah, it was pretty great. No one hates it. You just work out a lot of your fucking. He told us about this one guy who was like a sicario, like a hitman for some whatever, and he realized what he was doing while he was on ayahuasca.
Yeah.
He realized he's just like screaming and like punching the ground. He's like, "What the fuck? What have I done?" And just like screaming and crying. And then the next day he's like, "Okay, well, I'm done with that, but they're not gonna let me go, so I gotta disappear. I gotta figure out a way out of here." And he's like planning. He's like, "I can't do that anymore. But like, the only way, all right, you got to get me out through a back way, and I'll just like disappear and not let them find me as long as I can."
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. You just see everything clearly. It just scrubs you from the inside. The way Salvia made you dirty, this made you clean.
Yeah, Salvia did make me so dirty.
Yeah.
This
I
will
felt
make you
so dirty
clean.
after it.
Yeah.
You've
You're
done it
just
all.
scrubbed on the inside.
Yeah,
I want to do it
you really
again.
you really have done it
He
all.
has done it all.
Except the
about-
Beer Olympics.
Yeah.
What a fucking fool I am.
Yeah. Beer Olympics and a case race. The two most basic frat things you can do.
You guys do Edward 40 hands, right?
I've done it before.
Okay. Yeah.
What's the ever 40 hands?
You
again?
take
just
two
got
40s to your
40s, you
hands
gotta
and
finish
you,
them.
yeah, you have to
You guys got to go on
on
Legion of Skanks next time you're in New York. and do it
Legion of
there.
Skanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
That's a podcast. I'm the president of it. Shane's the vice president.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not our podcast.
Okay.
We ran for
Self-proclaimed.
control of their podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the final was like they tried to dose me with acid, and I like Shane tipped me off, and then so I just pretended to drink for a while, and then swapped it with one of the guys on the podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, and then they thought they owned me. They're like, I fucking dosed you. I was acting all high the whole time. And he's like, we fucked you. We got you on acid. And I was like, what? And he's like, we fucked you. We totally fucking dosed you with acid. I was like, did you though?
Oh
And he was
shit.
like, what? I'm like, do I sound like I'm on acid anymore? And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, I knew your plan. And he goes, so where's I saw you drinking. I was like, no, I swapped with Jay. And Jay's like, wait, what? He was like a bystander, but he was closest to me. So sorry, not sorry. About a record player.
So you want us to go on a show that tried to drug you?
Yes.
That's what I just heard.
Yeah. You guys have a great trade, but they do Edward 40 hands sometimes, and you would.
We got to make
destroy
sure they're
them.
just doing Edward
Yeah.
Scissor 40 hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to see
Yeah,
them
yeah,
pop it.
make
You
sure
got to
they-
see them
yeah.
pop them.
Got to make sure they pop it.
Yeah. And no like syringe marks.
something's
on
in
the
the
Yeah.
duct tape or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. That would be fucking nuts. Yeah, dude, you would be an elite addition to Beer Olympics. You would have so much fun.
I would have fun. I would like even if I failed, I would go down talking shit.
You probably
you
will
would.
fail,
Right. See, that's
But-
not the kind of attitude I want. I want
Maybe-
more support.
but does it get you a little more like I gotta
gets me
get 'em?
fired up.
Yeah, it
Let's
gets you a little
go.
juiced up
Let's
a little
go.
bit, right?
Who would you want as
Oh.
your partner?
I mean, Shane or Bert would be the best.
They're
but
not.
they're not.
That's another reason why
They're
you would
too
fail.
big.
They're not good.
They're not good.
They're
Yeah,
not
they're really
good.
not that
Oh,
good
because
at
he's
the
not
games.
athletic.
Yeah.
Maybe
Bert-
Colin Tyrrell. He can take it down. I'm
Oh,
trying to
Colin
think
Tyrrell.
who would be good at beers.
Because Shane can drink beer, but he's not like the games.
But he's
he
a
doesn't
secret
do-
homosexual. He can't. He has no coordination. He's like a pansy of some kind.
Right.
something
And then
going
he'll
on.
just make fun of it like he's too cool to be
Too
playing
cool
these
for
games.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
These games, these childish games. He always
Yeah.
says shit like that. Oh, black people. I need a black guy.
We had
I
Waka
think of that.
Flocka there this past year.
And Delaney.
He and Delaney
Delaney.
Walker.
How were they?
A great time.
They
I think
lost.
Waka just went off
What
to
is it?
start.
Rage Cage? Flip Cup?
What's
What,
Rage
yeah,
Cage?
what is Rage Cage?
You got a cup and you got to like bounce up. What?
It's like stack cup.
Stack up. You got to bounce
Oh,
a
yeah,
thing
okay.
into
I call that
a
chandelier.
ping pong into theirs, and you keep trying to get into the one next to you. As soon as you get it in, they have to take it and then put it. But if two get into your ping pongs get into yours,
so that
then you have
is,
to
is
drink.
that
So-
chandelier?
I don't know the
No,
exact rules.
chandelier is two cups opposite side, and you're bouncing a ping pong ball. If you miss on the first try, once you get it, you have to move it to your left. If you get it on the first try, you can move it wherever you want. And there's
That's
a
right.
big stack of
So you can
cups
start fucking somebody.
with booze in it.
Yeah.
And once you stack a cup on another cup, you have to take a cup that's filled with beer, drink it,
Drink
and then
it.
you start bouncing.
Wow.
That's a great social game. That's a you're in Cabo. Hey, let's get the morning
Let's
started
go.
the right way. Let's get
Yeah.
after it. Mango deck, here we come. That's a,
Yeah, all you need is a little,
Yeah.
a little like piece of wood or something.
yeah, that's
like, we
all you
got
need.
it.
A table. You do it on this.
Yeah.
It'd be a little too small, but yeah.
Flip Cup's pretty good.
And it's great too because one person will have a cup that's just like a regular cup, but then someone will have a stack that's like this high at the
Yeah.
end. You're like bouncing, like trying to do
Trying to get it up
geometry,
there.
trying to move it all around. Yeah, a lot of fun. But the games we did last year were three beer chug, and then it was beer pong, flip cup, and beer ball. And then the
Beer ball?
championship.
What's beer ball?
Beer ball is a
beer
beer
on a different corner, and
yeah,
you're trying
beer-
to throw the ping pong ball and hit it. The minute you hit it on the other team, we get to start chugging. They have to deliver. They have to go get the ping pong ball and deliver it and touch it to the table, and then that's when your partner has to stop chugging.
Stop.
The goal is to finish your beer.
Right.
That's
And you
a
don't play any
fun-
card games. You don't play asshole or anything like that.
No, like King's Cup or
Yeah.
or
No.
was it Suicide Cup or what's it called?
That's not Olympics.
That's
Ring
not
it,
Olympics.
ring
That's
it.
just
social.
it's
That's
a fun
social.
hangout. Yeah.
That's
That's
social.
Olympic Village.
And the thing too is like before the games, like if you're gonna go, if you're gonna go to a 3 beer chug, like you don't want to the first beer you drink to be that. You gotta lube the esophagus a little bit.
Yeah.
So you have to have a couple warm up beers. Like it's a fucking
Oh, interesting.
process.
Interesting.
Science.
You don't want
It
to go
is-
fast right away.
No. Yeah, if you go fast right away, I feel like it always slows you down.
Oh,
a little bit, 'cause
yeah.
you're going for time on the chugs. Yeah, that's beer ball right there.
Wow.
Big cat.
God,
PFT.
that seems fun.
There's your boy.
We'll
Will.
get you. We got to get you to push your backpacking trip.
Yeah. I keep coming with reasons to push. This is one of them.
Should we hit him with the twisted question?
Yeah, let's do a twisted question.
Let's do a Twisted. Sponsored by Twisted Tea.
Sponsored
Wouldn't
by
you know it?
Twisted Tea.
Let me pop this little boy up real quick if I can find it. I have 17 Kevin's Natural Foods over here.
I got it right here on the screen for you.
All right. Well, I can't read that. Go ahead, Will.
Twisted Tea is a refreshing hard iced tea made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol, full of flavor and very refreshing. It goes down smooth because there is zero carbonation, which makes it easy to drink all day long. Twisted Tea feels fun and celebrates extreme fandom on game day. It is the perfect alcohol or beverage for game day, whether tailgating, watching at a bar, watching with friends at home. Twisted Tea is there to turn up your game day. Keep it twisted with the boys and grab a refreshing Twisted Tea today. Ari.
Wait, I have a question for you. How does lack of carbonation help you enjoy it all day long?
Every once in a while,
Because
you get a little
smooth.
bubbly. Yeah, it gets
Smooth,
bubbly.
easy to drink.
So
You want to
that-
get there fast,
so
you drink
bubbly's
Twisted
harder
Tea.
in the morning.
Bubbly's hard in the morning.
Okay.
Could be harder at night.
Yep, I'll allow it.
All right. Good.
Which do you believe in more?
Okay.
Ghosts or aliens, and why?
I think aliens.
Okay.
It's an obvious one because they could be real with science, and ghosts is like supernatural shit.
But could be.
Although I
real.
have talked to the dead.
Well, that's
and
2
said
parts.
the only one question was like, "Do you mind if I piss on this grave?" And then they didn't answer back, so I just pissed.
Who?
That's blasphemous.
Yeah.
Just no line with
Yeah,
Ari. You
talk
mind if
one
I
way.
piss on this grave? No answer. All right.
All
I guess
well,
it-
All right, bet.
No answers
pull,
a yes.
pull a finger out if you mind.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Then I put a stone on there and let's go.
What when did you start the ghost?
What? I never really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I say, what are those people called? A medium?
There's psychic
medium.
mediums. There's people that like investigate the paranormal.
You
like
guys believe in ghosts?
adventures.
What about dog mediums? What about those people taking that kind of money?
That's crazy. That's pretty.
Yeah, they're willing to
disrespectful.
part
That's
with it.
disrespectful. I mean, there's new technology coming out that like is gonna be able to translate your dog into like saying words to you. Allegedly,
Wow.
I saw that on Instagram. I don't know if it's true or not.
I believe in
I
ghosts.
can see that. You
I
believe in ghosts?
Just because in my head, like if we went down to New Orleans and did that little ghost tour, whatever.
A lot
it
of
was,
ghosts in New Orleans.
Like I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna sit there, no, I don't believe in ghosts, and that means I can pretty much feel like I can walk anywhere and not have any fear. I would have a lot of fear going into these paranormal places.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
the
I do.
In the
believe-
movies they make, like they keep me up at night.
ghost movies.
Yeah, Paranormal Activity.
I'm always like, why do they get more powerful as the movie goes on? You should just start murdering people right away.
Yeah,
fear.
yeah,
It's like Freddy Krueger.
They got
Fear
they got it.
energizes you.
Oh,
The more you know about them, the more they're allowed to do.
Yeah.
That gives them energy.
You're cooking right now.
I know.
Yeah.
I do.
Spitting facts.
I do believe in ghosts. I do
Spitting
believe in
facts.
aliens.
You believe in both?
I think aliens.
I believe
That's pretty proven at
I
this
think
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge did it right. He called it. Called
Tom
it from the
DeLonge did it
get-go.
right. They're out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
Rogan
best.
has these people on that talk about didn't he just have somebody on recently? I was talking about whether it be Area 51 or something. They call him like a certain blue. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Bob Lazar, maybe him.
I don't know. He had
Bob
somebody
Lazar,
on
definitely,
recently.
he works for
Bob
Area
Lazar.
51. I've done ghost hunting before. And it scared the fuck out of me. I did it in New Orleans.
What do you mean?
So we did, my wife and I, when we first went to New Orleans when we first met, and there was
Interesting story right here.
it was like a house, but behind the house was an old like slaves quarters.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
it's always the ghosts on the slave shit is so real.
I know. And so they're like, hey, we do like ghost investigations this many nights a year, blah, blah, blah. So like, because there was so much energy fed into it of like investigating it, there was a lot of activity always going on. So it was like, meet here at 10:30 in this dark alleyway, blah, blah, blah. So we go and meet there. It's like the most band of misfits people you could ever see, like dyed hair over the eyes, like the Dickie pants, the misfit t-shirts, all those kinds of people. And then me and my wife.
Yeah.
We go in, they sit us down, and they're going over like different experiences and ghosts that they've had around in these quarters. And they're like, there is one inhuman entity here, but if you guys don't want to know about it, it won't affect you if you don't want to. Does anybody want to know about the inhuman entity? I raised my hand.
Yeah.
And so
They're like, looks around.
I'm like, yeah, I want to know.
No one else going.
I want to know what this is.
Yeah.
My wife, for whatever reason, when we went to go sit down, they kind of like, I sat in one area, she sat in the other. She sees from across the room. She's like, no,
They
don't do
separated
that.
you.
So I put my hand down. And there's like 3 areas. There was the basement, there was the attic, and then the middle floor. We started in the basement, and we were like coupled with this group that was either a lesbian couple or a mom and daughter or 2 sisters. I really didn't know. I didn't get their backstory. But we're sitting on this bed, and my wife's like, yo, why are you asking about inhuman? And I was like, because it's like, isn't that what a spirit is? She's like, do you know what inhuman means? I was like, no. She's like, I was like, isn't that like inhuman, like in a human? They're like, no, that's a demon. Inhuman is a demonic entity. And I was like, oh shit, for real? And the minute I started talking about that, a meter starts going off and one of those things. And then it stops. And then we start having more conversation about other things. And Taylor was like, that's my wife, Taylor. And she's like, it's really weird that when we started talking about the inhuman entity, a meter started, and then the meter starts going off. So my wife starts asking it questions. The 2 ladies we're with are starting to freak out.
Nuts?
And she's like, are you, like, there was like a bunch of names they gave us, Rachel, so-and-so, whatever, a bunch of names. Are you this person, that person? No. And it would never make a meter or make the meter move at all. And then finally she was like, is this the entity? And the meter starts going beep. And it was like, Taylor's like, he looks at me like, this is your problem. And
but it's coming home if it's in you.
I am right. So I'm actually sweating right now. I am in this attic with 3 people around me, talking to the darkness, being like, I'm sorry, I don't want anything to do with this. Please leave me alone, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, then my wife was like, do you like this person? No answer. Do you like that person? No answer. Or do you not like? And then she goes, do you not like Taylor? And the thing goes, beep. It starts doing it. I was like, we got to get the fuck out of here, man.
What? No, he's trying to fuck with your
when
marriage.
it goes beep,
he's trying to fuck with your
she
marriage.
slowly looks over at Taylor, and then right there, Taylor gets picked up and thrown against the wall.
Yeah.
Just
Could you imagine my hair down the stairs? Dude, could you fuck that? Because we've all had
It's
like
always that look.
Yeah. Right. You're always at your friend's house or at your house if you have a basement. You like walk up the stairs at night when you're going to bed, and like part of you feels like maybe something's behind me, so you like sprint up the stairs a little bit.
Yeah.
Like there's always that fear of what could be in the darkness. And
I always think that's
probably what most
monster,
scared I've
not ghost. Some kind of like
no, I always think of something.
Something like
I see so many paranormal
birth
movies.
defect.
Demonic.
Yeah, with radiation maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my experience, and from that day I was like, I for sure believe in ghosts, for sure. And if it can be debunked, please let me know.
Yeah, you can't prove no ghosts, so you're on the right.
But another thing about ghosts is there's been so many deaths on this earth, like millions and billions of deaths.
Yeah.
Why aren't there more experiences for people? Because I'm sure where we're standing right now,
every inch
someone's
of the
died.
planet would be covered in ghosts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So why is there a
only
select
some
few, this Illuminati of ghosts that
They
allowed
have
us
to
dead?
finish off something in their life, like get some
Maybe.
revenge or something. They're here to like.
It's a weird thought, though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe
Hey,
they
let me
like
ask you guys a
enjoying-
question.
go ahead.
Can I piss?
Go ahead.
Dude, we gotta pee. I have to piss too.
Let's take a quick
Can
break.
we take a break?
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
we could be done.
we could
too.
also wrap it up.
Yeah.
This has been a
Oh
great.
yeah,
this
it's
has
hour
been an
45.
awesome
Let's wrap
podcast.
it up, dude.
This has been an awesome pod.
Have you
Really?
enjoyed
Yes.
yourself?
I have enjoyed myself.
That's all
This
that
was fun.
matters.
It's been fun just
It's
sitting
making
here
me
like
think about like fucking beer games for sure to
Yeah.
improve my life. And then lots. This is fun.
It's been fun
It's
just
just- it's just
bullshitting
fun.
too, and not
Just
feeling like we have to
bullshitting,
sit here
yeah.
and like interview somebody. Like, hey,
Oh, is that what you normally do? Do you get bad ones where you're like,
Sometimes, well, not all. Actually,
Yeah, we
more
really haven't
times than
gotten-
not, it's not that way. But a lot of times you have to like go to the sheet that Sherman puts together. Like Sherman, scroll up a little bit. Like that's all the
oh my
information.
god, the
Sherman
sheet
posts
is in
up on
case
you.
the conversation goes dry.
Yeah, it's like we don't know where we're
Correct, yeah.
going. Okay, hey, so you went to Maryland.
You had to. That helps. That helps. No one
Right.
ever asked me how University of Maryland was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Like,
did
Or
never
do they
asked
tell you
that.
happy birthday?
Right.
Happy early
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah,
Yeah.
You had to prepare for Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something, right?
That's one where you get like, you're just nervous because you're about to sit with a potential
President?
sitting president.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a former
Yeah, a
president.
former president that was in the race.
Yeah.
But also like say,
And you know he can take you.
Yeah, yeah.
Just by going like this.
Yeah.
Then if you get like a buttoned up athlete where you know they haven't been on a whole lot of shit, like maybe you get a quarterback that you know is going to be a little, that might be a little.
I've
tight.
got an athlete. I've gotten some on mine where it's like you talk to them beforehand, you're getting coffee, it's great, and then they're just like. And you're like, oh, bro, show yourself.
They
It's
feel like the
okay. You're
GM
cool.
sitting
You're
there
cool.
watching
You
it,
can, you can open up. You don't have to do the Bull Durham. Like,
You gotta
You can say
try
you
to help
smoke
the
weed,
team.
bro.
you just say it.
Yeah.
Who
Right.
gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but this has been awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it, man.
All right.
You all
Nice,
time.
guys. Yeah.
And we're getting you to Beer Olympics.
All right. I'm paying off your high school.
Yeah.